pieces. So I've been just looking up to see if I can get a new shelf. And even though it's got the actual part number on the bottom of the shelf, I've looked it up and it comes up and shows you all these little shelves, but none of them look remotely like the one I've got. Tomorrow I'm going to get some glue and see if I can glue the shelf to the bottom, because I can't do the sides because they're too thin. But it was rather annoying. So I
do these things today.
All
right, Bill, how are you today?
Great.
Oh,
Great.
Billy's in the
I just got back from San Diego.
It's the kinky bass first. Third. Kinky bass third.
Carl's bad, not. But hey,
he's trying to say kinky bastard, but he's trying to be smart about it.
This is the shirt. This is the shirt from the con.
Very good.
Oh yeah, Darren's here. I was thinking, who do we normally eat sometimes? I've got Darren, of course. He's doing his Invisible Man cosplay. So that's really cool, Darren. Actually, I'm going to put him in big screen because he's about to burst out dressed out as Frankenstein. You know what Darren's like on these streams. It's Halloween. He's about to emerge as Dracula, or no, it's just normal Darren.
Oh, it's horrific.
It's normal Darren. You've let me down.
He's a werewolf tonight.
Yeah, take the mask off, Darren.
He's come as the
thanks, Mark. Cheers for that.
Hey, did that cut you off, or can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't have to reload. I got a spam call right as that happened.
I think Darren's come as one of them guys from Carry On Screaming.
Okay.
I can't remember what the names were now.
Was that the horror one?
Yeah, the horror Carry On film. He's one of the two. No, not Lurch. That's Frankenstein. I don't know. I've just seen it.
That's Adam's family.
Lurch is the Adams family. Is the butler.
Yeah, that's right. Adam's family. Yeah,
and the hand.
Thing. I should Carry On Screaming. But he certainly has got that look. Oh dear.
Yeah, I like that
new comics. Courtesy of Terry.
Oh, you've not been sending in comics, have you, Terry?
Huh?
Send me some comics,
Yeah, I found some duplicates and some odds and sods, so I just sent them over to him.
Send them over to me. Nice. I'm always never say no to a free comic. You know that, Mark.
And Vampirella as well.
Never look a gift comic in the mouth, as they say.
Well, no, you know when you sometimes buy a bundle of books and a lot of them you don't keep, you don't have, sort of thing. You buy one. Yeah. You buy.
Greyman benefits greatly from me the same way.
Exactly.
I've got almost a box for you, Grey.
Yeah. Awesome. There's some more as well. I thought maybe we should try to show some horror ones today or something. Hey, Tempest is gonna. Oh no. You got to go out soon, Carl. Tempest is going to.
Yeah, I got to drop here in about 20 minutes. But I wanted to make.
Yeah, no worries. We'll send Tempest the link once you've.
And I wanted to give Mark some guff because I wanted to make sure that he kept a hold of the comics I got for you that are bagged up. You got them set aside, right, Mark?
They're all on Whatnot tonight, Kyle.
I was going to say, I think he's told them all on Whatnot. I bet he has. He's like, oh, never mind.
The other week, I got this comic out, and I wanted a note with this. And it was one of the comics Kyle had sent me to give to somebody. Completely forgotten about it.
I was just kind of hoping you saw my message in there. It was like, Steve and I would be just fine if you ship that on and they get it.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I've got another copy anyway, so yeah.
No harm, no foul with that one. The only one I'm worried about is that Calliope going to, I don't know wherever that turned out, but there's an issue of Calliope.
Did you say
go
horror
up to my
comics?
editor in Liverpool that's signed by
Yes,
Hillary Barton.
Oh, nice.
Let's put Bill in the big screen. Where is he?
I meant to dig out my Jack Davis autograph, but
3-dimensional EC comics. That's
EC
cool.
Classics.
And it had a pair of the glasses. The glasses are much harder to find than the comic book itself.
The original glasses.
Huh?
That's a 1954 original, right?
Yes, it is. So this is a 70-year-old comic book.
So is it the 52, 53, or 54? I thought that was a 54.
My guess would be 54, but I
Is it on the back? It says it on the back, Bill.
There's something written on the back.
It's written on the back, isn't it? On the top.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, yes, 1954.
Yeah.
Put your 3D glasses on, mate. You'll be able to see it better.
Well, no, it's funny because the light is hitting right there when I turn it, and so I couldn't even see that there. And I thought he was talking about the writing on the glasses, and I was about to go.
But
it's
yeah,
not,
they.
and it's
I
not.
can't believe I said 52, but they did one in 53 and 54. And 54 is the hard one to get. So
I'm happy I got it, and I got it at a good price.
yeah.
Then these are EC, but they're not horror. Got these this weekend.
Two-Fisted Tales.
These are both Jack Davis covers, and I wound up doing a panel on Jack Davis. They told me about it at 4:30 in the morning, and the panel was
another
10.
panic there.
And the panel was 10. That was panic number 12.
Darren disappeared. I hope that Two-Fisted Tales Civil War is like a past book, not like predicting the future.
Right. Yeah. Well, it may be doing both.
Hey, I should have got with you on that Jack Davis autograph because I'm guessing you'd want to buy that off me anyway.
That's a nice one.
That's also Jack Davis cover.
Yeah. Do you have a Jack Davis autograph there, Bill?
No. Oh, I do in a book, but I don't have. But that's the only place I have it is in a book. This is one of the more famous Mad covers.
Yeah,
that's gruesome.
Basil Wolverton.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Them ones and them plot covers always freak me out. I feel they're really horrible. Them plot covers, like really kind of not like horrible, just generally horrible.
Yeah.
People who so like them, something like that. Panic. This is a magazine. This is humor in varicose vein. Varicose vein. Okay.
These I already had. And then let me get back to horror.
Where Mr. Morgan's Monster. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's a nice early one. What number's that?
Well, it's actually later than you think. It's a 99. So it's just.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No, it looks and feels earlier, and it's still. This is the MC. They're just now calling themselves Marvel Comics. Just at this point, this is This would be 62, so this would be the following year after Fantastic Four number 1.
Yeah, about right. Yeah.
And ironically, Human Torch takes over the comic. They still have a scary story in the back, but Human Torch takes it over at 101.
The Human Torch that takes it over is that
it's Little Pumpkin. Hello, Little Pumpkin.
Hi.
Hello, Little Pumpkin.
Is it you?
Not
Make
talking
big
to you,
again
though.
before
You
I
are
cut
not a
out.
pumpkin.
Make us big again real quick before I cut out of here.
Okay.
This is what I gotta cut out. See the baby?
It's the baby.
It's the baby.
Oh yeah.
Say, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Say, Halloween. Say trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
Can you say trick or treat? Can
you say bottle of gear?
Keiko, can you say gray man? Gray? You're just not going to do much talking. You just woke up, though.
Can you say Bill?
You say Bill?
Can you say, Granddad, I'm not a performing monkey?
She wants to be, though, but you're on TV. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Papa.
That's right. Who? That looks like Peppa too. Oh my gosh, Peppa's in 2 places. There's Haley. Ready? Tell her. Peppa loves. Oh, Nene come out. Nene come. Oh, you're gonna start running. Hold on, you ain't got shoes on. Say, tell him. Oh, he's got a bear. He got a bear. He got bunny. He got bear.
The Croco smile. This is the Croco smile. Look, he's got a smile and he's a crocodile. It's called the Croco smile.
Peppa loves. No, she's all worried about Nene and what's going on there. Because her brother's on the way here and they're going to get in their Halloween costumes. And they're going to go trick-or-treating in a little bit. So, you ready to go back?
What are you dressing up as, Kyle?
Say bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
No, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Our youngest fan.
Shy, ready? Go get him. Go get him. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Get him. You see the baby? Whoa, see the baby? Whoa, see the baby?
It's a baby.
There she is. Who's that?
Look at the baby.
Who's that?
Papa.
Papa.
Bye, baby.
Say, Papa loves
Hey.
Haley. That's right. Papa loves his Haley. Papa loves his Haley. So I love you guys, but this wins every time.
All right. See you later. Have a good night.
Bye,
See
Haley.
you guys later.
Have a good night. Okie dokie.
No, I was
I
saying,
wonder what Carl was dressing up as.
The Human Torch was Johnny Storm. It was solo stories, and then halfway through that run, the Thing joined him, and it was the two of them. Yeah. And
no, I thought it was so old they may have used the original Human Torch. That's all.
No, Jim Hawkins.
No, I thought it might have been the original one. Yeah.
Jim Haley, Jim Hawkins, Jim Haley, something like that.
The original Human Torch wound up having his android body used to become the Vision.
Yeah.
Strangely enough,
he always an android from the off that character.
He was always an android. He was never a real man. Always an android.
Why was he called Jim then?
They wanted to humanize him so he could. He may have been a police officer in his alter ego. He was something, but
that sounds like Jim Harper, the Guardian.
Yeah. Well, and it also sounds like Steve Rogers later too. But
is he?
Yeah,
have you been in an accident, Tempest, or have you dressed up?
Boy, we sure have a motley crew here today, guys. You know what's funny is we could all be pirates. We all look like old pirates. Some of us British pirates. One a Texan pirate here. You know, y'all. You know, but
you must be the captain, Bill, because you're the only one with access to a razor. Us common guys wouldn't have access to razors. That's why.
Which one of us has got
below decks guys don't get razors?
Which one of us has got to saw a leg off?
I volunteered to have a pet parrot rather than saw my leg off.
Yeah. So how's it going, guys?
All right.
Darren's got a show for us today. It's the Darren Show. Yes, it is.
No, my news is simply that out of the 800 items on your lists, we have got 750 allocated by person now.
Right.
So there's still 50 to be allocated. And the thing is, I've been thinking about it, like, do I just shout them out and then you guys would know what you'd asked for? But I don't think in many cases you would. I kind of think you need to see what it was because some of it's pretty obscure.
Okay.
So I think the next stage I've got to do is, like, even before I know the answer to these 50 items, is sort out the comics now into genuine new stacks.
Okay.
So that I can show you the comics that are unallocated, and then we can finally allocate those. Okay. And then once that's done, then the lists are ready to be split and sent out to each of you individually, I think, and we can start talking about money.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the part Darren's likes. All the work he's had to do sorting out the list, so I'm not surprised.
So we won't go through our list today?
I don't think we can go through the list today. I mean, what kind of going through the list could we do?
Like, tell everybody what was in their pile?
Too many.
I think that's going to be... There's 800 items, Bill. That's enough for about 3 hours long.
Okay.
So I reckon I personally...
All right. It's sunny. He's in the garden. I'm sure he's got some purple haze somewhere nearby.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether... Well, look, I'm happy to show you the lists on the show again, but it seems like going over old territory. I'm not sure it'd be exciting for the viewers.
I just wanted... there were a couple things that were not necessarily in contention, but I wanted to, like, try to figure out. But whatever you want to do is fine by me. We can do it different if you want.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of things you got in mind?
Well, I wanted to talk to Mark about maybe us working out something on those Captain Marvels, those Australian Captain Marvels. But it's up to him. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Darren, I suggest you just finish what you're doing. Then you probably need to ring. You probably need to do a video call individually with each of us, don't you?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And then we can go through, because I bet so probably I don't know how many on my list. I say 100. I can imagine I'm gonna not want 50 of them, because they're not and then I need to go away and look at the prices and everything. So
absolutely, yeah, it's
going to take a bit of fettling.
That's exactly what I think. Is that so? I think I split them into 4 physical stacks.
Yes,
I think I split the list into 4 Excel spreadsheets. It's already in one spreadsheet. That's easy to do. I can send you on Facebook the spreadsheet. It's got the grades, the names, and the prices. I'll put it into some kind of a logical order so that if we need to go through it, it's easy to pick out what you want to see. So we just run through it as if you're doing an order on the shop. Except instead of an order actually on the shop, it's me holding things up.
Yeah.
And then you say no or yes. And so if you say no, it goes on the shop list for everybody in the world.
Yeah.
If it stays on your list, it goes into your pile, your proper takeaway pile.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the prices can be discussed later if you want, because there can be a price discussion about, no, that's too expensive. I don't want that in my pile either. So that may come at the same time or later. And then we get to 4 lists that are trimmed down somewhat that you definitely want to take, and then we'll discuss about how big the amount of money is and whether any discount should apply because of the size of the order. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I reckon that doesn't have to be done on the show, and I don't think it should be done on the show.
No,
that's fine.
So I think that I basically, if I spend the next 2 days just splitting it into 4 piles and then send some stuff out to you, and then in the days leading between now and the next show, we can probably get some. Look, there's no rush really, so it's whenever it fits in. But I'm available all the time, so whenever you're free, we can go through a list.
Right, you showed a couple there that I haven't got, so I'm a bit jealous.
Great, those secrets of the haunted house. Have any of them got T&P prices on them? Because I've never seen them in this country.
These are coming out about 80s. These were the 80s kind of era. So there weren't no stamps on any of them. They're all actually no. There are some overseas ones.
They've got the UK price with the other.
Some of the UK. Yeah, but they're not like nobody had free prices on. This has just got the UK price on most of these. This is 15p era. Most of mine are
I can't remember
the UK price variant. I haven't got a full list yet. This is the horror run that I want to get the full run of. This is the one I'm sort of although I keep getting bloody other ones as well, even though they're not actually like. But this is the one I said I wanted to get a full run of this one, because this is one I remember reading as a kid. I had a few issues as a kid.
I don't remember them at all. Secrets of
1975 to 1982, 46 issues.
Right. Wasn't there a break in between at some point? Did you say
Possibly,
once?
Yes.
I think I remember this one. I did a video of on my channel for Halloween this year. This story, The Sea Hag, was night 2 of my Halloween horrors that I've just done on my channel. So check that out if you haven't seen it. And this one, I had this as a kid. And I always stuck in my head. It always stuck with me. I used to go because it's like set like on a seaside town. And every time I go a seaside town, like a holiday to Portugal or something, I always remember this story. Like I see a waterfall, that could be the Sea Hag. It just stuck with me as a story.
I don't know why I don't remember them. I just don't know. I mean, I remember Unexpected, The Witching Hour, and all the rest of them, but I don't remember those.
These are a bit later on, maybe.
Well, were they printed in England?
They are towards the end of the Bronze Age.
Were they available in England though?
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
These are all pence variants. These are all mostly pence variants, mate. And I remember buying, some as a kid. So they definitely were available.
Yeah.
Wow.
But unfortunately, a few years ago, I decided that my collection needed to sort of just be superheroes. So I sold all the war books that I had and all the horror books that I had. Not there was a huge amount of them. There probably would only be like 10 of each or something like that. But like then I've just started bloody collecting all the horror and all the bloody war that I can afford. When and I wanted particularly to buy these ones back because I remember them as a kid. And I was very excited the other day to find one that had a story that I remembered from when I was a kid. One with scorpions on it. It was like scorpions fighting each other, and the guy ended up getting stung to death by scorpions at the end. And it was
Man,
Wow.
it looks like you have got them all. You can't be that many missing.
No.
I've got them on my blog now. There's a few that I haven't showed. For example, that's number 1, and then the next one I showed you was number 10. So yes, I still got plenty of these ones to get.
Plenty of the early
You
ones.
don't see them that often either.
No, they're not common.
A few ghosts. My earliest ghost is number 8.
Nice.
No, it's like when Rob Fatstack gets all these Marvel mystery books. I don't even remember any of those titles at all. And I mean, I was around when they came out.
Yeah, there's so many.
I don't know if they came over here or not.
Yeah, Tomb of Darkness and Chamber of Shadows, that type of stuff.
Strange Tales came back like 2 or 3 times.
Most of them reprints from 40s and 50s.
Astonishing. There are a
someone
million
showing
different astonishing books.
Ghost
that's nice.
Castle, I think it's called. I've never heard of Ghost Castle
Ghost
before.
Castle, yes, it's a very short run. It's only about
3 issues.
Yeah, Lucy.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. I saw it on
Twitter. Does it turn into ghosts after that, Mark?
Sorry?
Does it turn into just ghosts after
No,
that?
Ghost Castle just disappears.
Okay.
But
there was still the one called Ghost
was
also,
around
right?
before then. Ghost was a long-running. Ghost been a
right.
was a
Okay.
long-running one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a Ghost Castle if it didn't disappear, would it?
Yeah, I think Unexpected was probably the oldest, wasn't it?
Anyone else want to show something?
Oh,
So
I went to have a big auction last week. I had a fantastic result at an auction. It was this auction in Bury St Edmunds.
Was this the one I trailed you at?
Is this? Can I get a show of hands? Who else thinks that Mark says auction funny? Every time me and Lisa hear you say auction when I'm watching a video, we always look at each other and go, he says auction funny, doesn't he?
Say it again, Mark.
I don't know.
Anyway, so it was a box of comics. It was a horrible old box. Some of the comics were mouldy and stuck together, and the ones that weren't were in horrible old bags, which were dirty and grubby. Anyway, I ended up getting this box of comics I went to see it. I was the only person who went to see the comics at this auction.
That's always a good thing.
That's always a good thing. It was mainly a toy sale. There were about 3,000 lots, of which 10 of the lots were comics. And nobody else had been to see the comics, because when I asked where are the comics, they went, "Oh, we got comics."
That's another good thing.
Yeah,
that was scary for 5 seconds, though, wasn't it? That you come all that way and there'd be no
I'd been there an hour. So
yeah.
8 of the lots were rubbish. But there's this one box which was really grubby and horrible. Anyway, it was packed full of Silver Age stuff. Once you got past the grimy bags and everything. But the real cracker was there was a Fantastic Four 49 in mid-grade, which is worth about 400 or 500 quid.
More,
a lot more than that. A lot more than that.
And so I paid $250 for I won it for $250. With buyer's premium, it was $320. So that one comic paid for the whole lot. And there's and in there as well was this.
Oh, nice.
Number 1?
Yeah, number 1.
You have another one now?
But it's a really ropey shape. Can you see it's completely this bottom corner is completely detached.
Oh.
Can you see there's a big tear across there? And that's completely detached. It's broken off. You can see there's all sort of tape marks all around it. There's another tear, across here. It's all present and correct. And the staples do actually hold it together, but it's in very poor condition. Anyway, I put it up on eBay this morning for 50 quid and it sold immediately.
Sold immediately, 50 quid, Mark.
Wow.
Immediately.
Wow.
That's
Hasn't even got the press in it, has it?
A couple of years ago, some people were trying to buy a 2000 AD #1 off me. And I always go to Silveracre for a quick idea of what the price is.
Yeah.
And I would say this was 2 to 3 years ago, and I was seeing a price on #1 of about £200 in very fine condition.
Yeah, it's about 500 now.
It's about 500 now. So it's gone up 2.5 times in 2.5 years. So that's a very spectacular rise. And I know that it's Silveracre, so you never know what you're going to get in terms of prices to some degree. But nevertheless, I can't see any reason why it would go up in price. Have you any thoughts?
What would go up in price?
2000 AD
number one.
I understand number two. I can understand number two going up.
Well,
I'll
I'll tell you one thing. There's a huge audience for that in the United States, and I believe people are starting to understand how they can sell it across the Atlantic now.
Yeah, I think
whereas
you're right.
they weren't doing that, and because Darren and I were talking about this the other day, there's a lot of stuff you guys can get easily, we can't, and that in and of itself can double the price. So
Also, there was a rumor of a 2000 AD or Judge Dredd TV serial coming out.
Well,
this
then
might
that
have been
has
a
a
year
lot
ago
to
or
do with
something,
it too.
but
That's
would
dead number one.
Well,
I personally think
two up though, not number one. They would have put
no,
number
and I
two.
think the price is well over the market. You should knock at least a zero off it. Anyone looking to sell that should knock at least a zero off the end of it before they send any lists out to anybody. That's what I reckon, Darren, personally. So if you know anyone who's trying to sell a number one to somebody else,
very nearly went in Gray's pile.
Oh man!
But you sold it for 50.
That was just sitting there. That was just one of
And that one was damaged, you said?
Oh yeah, it's the whole bottom corner's detached. So this whole bit here.
That would have made a good video. That would have made a good video, Mark. Me going for a box of stuff and seeing that in there. I would have gone, oh! Would have jumped out of my skin, probably.
That's funny.
And these are I'd not seen these before. These are Tower comics, and they're really nice. This says Undersea Agent.
Oh, those are great. A lot of that's a Gil Kane cover.
Yeah, Gil Kane. Yeah, this one's a Wally Wood cover.
Yes.
Nice.
And this
hey! Don't say it. Don't say it. Let me say it.
This is in really good shape.
That's Wally Wood.
That's Gil Kane.
That's Wally Wood on Gil Kane.
Is it?
I think so.
It says Gil Kane. It's got Gil Kane's signature on it, but
but look at that. Look at the shadowing, and by the way, Wally Wood was the Stan Lee of Tower Comics. He was the editor in chief, and he could go in and doctor anything up at his heart's content.
Well, these are great comics, aren't they? I've never seen these.
Aren't they beautiful?
Tower Comics in the UK. I
don't think we did.
I don't think you did either.
Sorry?
Is it an offshoot of
in the junk with all the rubbish?
They were in the box with all the just sitting in the box.
I mean, you've obviously bagged and bolded them. I assume they were loose.
I've cleaned everything. I had to clean all the comics, and I've bagged and boarded and redone them all. Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I wanted to show you. I finally got one of the educational ECs.
Oh, right.
American history.
And dude, these are the kind of prices I was getting this weekend because I bought them through friends.
You bought $30, $40?
Yeah, a good chunk of them. This one was 30, and it's probably worth three times that.
Wow!
And it's in nice shape too. And I just want to show you guys real quick to get through these. Early Mad.
I love the Early Mads.
That's a Harvey Kurtzman cover.
Yeah.
Now this I got from Phil. Phil went to Nashville and bought a bunch of bargain basement Golden Age for $10 a piece, and so he sold me this for $20, which I still think is a steal.
Oh, that is a steal.
And sadly,
it's in rough shape. The bottom corner's gone.
It has a corner off, but Mr. Tawny got hungry. But no, it's a comic I've always wanted.
Is that a key? So the first appearance of somebody or other?
No, it's one of the first Mr. Tawny stories after his origin story, and he became so popular. They did 2 months of a daily comic strip with him, and it never got released. But they thought he was so popular he could have his own comic strip. So he was very popular. Now this, have you guys ever seen this?
I have, Bill. I think I saw it yesterday.
Oh yeah, smart ass. Yes, you have. And I think Darren has too. But you have a Panic. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. What number is that?
That's the anniversary issue. It's number 1.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't.
But
even
it's a
know that
magazine.
existed. That's weird. I never even knew that existed.
Well, that's lucky for you because this is going in your pile for free.
Yay!
What? Wow.
As long as he buys all the others.
It has got some flaws. So
the Panic,
it's missing a back cover, and the centerfold's missing, and one inner page is missing.
So just so you guys know, this is supposed to be humorous. It's a kid with a home nuclear bomb kit. Then this, I didn't show these, I don't think. That's a Maurice Severin cover.
Nice.
Postcode pre-Marvel.
Just tell me that kid wasn't called Donald.
What Donald? What kid?
The kid with the home.
The one with the
I hope
nuclear
not.
bomb.
I hope not. I hope not.
That's really nice.
That I believe this is a Carl Burgess who created Human Torch, the original Human Torch. I think this is a Carl Burgess cover, but it's gorgeous. I mean, it's really nice. Pretty, and it's very reminiscent of EC. Then I got that's another
Wheaties.
Panic cover, which is a free Cadillac inside. And this is the first Alfred E. Newman cover.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
When does he get the phrase "what me worry"?
Right here.
Okay.
And it's also right up here.
Okay. So it's very early on he gets his catchphrase.
Yeah, December 1956.
Hi, Kenneth.
And then I have one more to show you, and this is my personal favorite of the batch. Also Jack Davis, Mad number 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
And if you'll notice, the old witch from the EC horror comics from Haunt of Fear is right there, giving him the evil eye. And let me see. The Crypt Keeper is right here.
All right.
So there's some cameo appearances in there, but no, I can't tell you how much great stuff the weird thing I got, and I have somewhere around here, and I'll show it to you when I have an opportunity. But the weird thing I got, and I was wondering if you guys, those giant DCs, the limiteds and stuff, with like the same size that they did Spider-Man versus
Treasury editions.
Superman, Treasury editions, yeah. I got one for Superman 2, which I had never seen this weekend, and I was wondering if you guys had ever seen that.
Superman 2, the movie.
Superman 2, the movie. Yeah.
I've got Superman, the first Superman movie one, but I haven't got a Superman 2.
Well, I also got the first one in this bunch, but the second one is what I really wanted, and it's fan. I think did I buy the first one? I may not have. I think I have the first one in the collection I bought, but no, it's really cool. But I'd never seen it before, and I was kind of shocked that they were still making treasuries at that point, because that would be I think 1981, something like that. So that seems kind of late for me.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
the treasury edition. There was
I don't know any treasuries.
That's 70.
Because there's a Super Friends treasury in there, so that will have come out sometime in the 80s, won't it?
Yeah. No. It came out in 1974. 5 or 6. It came out very early. While Wendy and Marvin were still before they got replaced by
Really?
Stan and Jaina.
Super Friends that early?
Huh?
I didn't realize Super Friends was that early.
Yes, the TV series. I'm also an animation historian. The TV series started in September of 1974, and I'm sorry, 1973. And then it was one of the longest running. Of course, they changed the name as they went along to challenge the Super Friends, Superpowers, and all that. But by the time it ended, it had been on TV for 15 years. So
Super Friends number 1 was 76.
Right. So I believe if I'm not mistaken, I believe the giant one came out 6 months before that. It was early, and Alex Toth did all the character design on that show, and he drew all the artwork for the Treasury edition that wasn't reprints of Justice League stories. And he also goes through the process of making animated TV series, which is really cool.
According to the Google thing, or the DC database, they ended in 1978 with C59, which was a Batman reprint.
Well, that's weird. Okay, now you've made me go get my other one. I'll be right back.
We need to see yours, Bill.
It's a Treasury collection, is it, Tempest?
I've picked a couple up recently, yeah.
You say he's bought these recently?
Was that one you just showed? Was that C59?
That was 39.
39. Let's just say, because C59 was the last one, and that had Batman reprints.
37, that one. That one turned. I've got that one as well.
No.
That's nice. That looks like an earlier one.
I think that's one of the early ones. This turned up as well the other day.
Oh, it's Giant Man.
It's Giant Man. There he is.
What have you done, Elric?
Fantastic.
Giant. A zombie one, Giant Man, or normal Giant Man?
It's, he comes with a bunch of different faces. I've chucked his zombie one on.
For Halloween.
Actually, yeah, they got one here that C63 came out in 2020.
Is that Giant Man or Ant-Man? Very big.
I mean, technically, it's Giant Man, isn't it? I suppose at this point in his career.
I don't remember him having little antennae like that. I thought that was like Ant-Man kind of territory when he had that.
There's probably an optional face.
Yeah, I suppose that's what Carl says is true in it. They're not necessarily all
part of the C series.
All part of the same series, are they?
I don't know. Don't ask me about treasuries. I know sort of all about treasuries.
Oh, according to this, there's
another one. Treasuries. It's Treasure Woman.
But there's no mention of Superman 2 film. Not in what I can read here.
Oh, a holiday grab bag.
Hero holiday grab bag. It's hard to get blinking. Oh, you've done it already. Bloody hell, that was quick. So my housemate's chatting to me in the. I've got the reverse of treasuries. I've got the little ones. I've got the tiddlers. At least a few of them anyway.
I've got a bunch of digests as well.
It's nice.
These are the only digests I've got. I actually opened one up today. I've not read these yet, and I actually opened them up, and I was like, I ain't going to be able to read these. They're too small.
That one's
I was holding it up like that. I was holding it like that. I could just about make it out when I was holding it up like that.
Yeah, so I like that.
One day I'll have to buy some
Hot
glasses.
Band on the Run. That Marvel Treasury there.
Yeah, that's all the treasures.
And on the run. I love that song. So, I found it.
Is that Sweet Band on the Run?
I love that song. This is the first.
Sweet?
That's the first
No.
one.
That's Fox on the Run.
Oh.
I've got that magazine.
Body run, you know the fox is on. Yeah,
That's the Superman the movie, the first one.
I really need to practice my singing more. Okay.
No, don't, Bill.
Yeah, not on the stream though, eh, mate?
It actually runs in the family, and I have been in several bands, so don't give me too hard a time.
I have seen
Yeah,
that.
that's the thing. When you start singing, the family does run.
Yeah, probably so. So this would be in the 80s. It doesn't have a date on the front. I can open it up, but it's the same size. And I the movie didn't come out till I believe summer of 80 or 81.
Say that thing I've looked at Google is that that's not classed as one of those C numbers, so it's obviously a different series.
Yeah,
that's interesting because look, this is C62, same exact size.
Yeah, that came out a lot later. Yeah, that's right.
Right, but I've never. Have you guys ever seen this?
No,
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've seen
that cover.
You have seen it? Who said they had seen it?
I've seen
it.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it, but I didn't know what it related to.
All the T's have seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess it's not as rare as I thought it was. But for $5, I couldn't say no.
Right.
I bought both for five apiece.
But what is inside that Superman 2 though? Is it a proper story, or is it just about the film? It's just photographs.
I'm going to bet it's just about the film with maybe a reprint or two, which they would used to do.
The real question is, why haven't you got Superman 4 yet? Everyone knows that's the best one.
Apparently, they didn't do them after number 3. Thank God.
What? I can't believe that.
Yeah. So no, this is all.
Yeah.
Wow, this is interesting. It's all color. A lot of these things used to be black and white inside when they would just do. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen anything quite like this. You know, not the size, but of course. But look at that! Isn't that great?
It's like steals from the movie.
Suitable for framing, Mark. Yeah. Suitable for framing.
Yeah, it's weird that they've given them the same numbers as a comic form, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. That one there in your hands, Bill.
Yes.
This is interesting knowledge that I've just found out because I just Googled it and so on. Okay. That is actually part of a DC comic series. You all know the comic series. It's DC Special Series, and that is issue number 25.
So that's issue 25 of DC Special.
And number 24 is obviously still a comic size, I reckon.
What?
I think.
What?
Yeah. That's what it says right here. Summer 1981 DC Special Series, Volume 5, number 25.
There you
Volume
go.
5.
And I tell you what else. You all know that the Treasury edition of Batman versus the Hulk. That's the same series, number 27.
Oh, so whoever was talking about the C series, these came after it. They were the same thing, but they were called
or similar because some of them obviously were comics and others were like the photograph.
It looks to me like at least the first 23 issues were comics, like you know, World's Finest and Sergeant Rock and Swamp Thing and Flash and what have you. Just these special series. And then it looks like Treasuries came in possibly with that Superman issue. I'm not 100% sure about number 24, which is a Flash. I don't recognize the cover, and I'm not sure if it's a comic size or a Treasury size. I think it's
Flash,
a comic size.
Issue 24, the Flash one, says Flash Digest.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it could be like a digest size.
Yeah. It was the Blue Ribbon series that they used to do.
Yeah, Blue Ribbon. You're exactly right. Yeah.
But that's odd that they would call that a special. That's really strange.
Unless that's reprints from the original digest.
But think about it, Terry. They so far they've gone through 3, maybe 4 different formats with the same name. That's odd.
And DC Special Series number 26 is another Superman Treasury. It's called Superman and His Incredible Fortress of Solitude.
Yes, and that had comic stories in it.
I wonder what Superman the movie 3 was classed as then.
Well, it's not.
This is from the same series, the one I showed earlier on.
Yeah.
We all know the answer to that one.
Superman 3 was Superman 3 was comic book size.
Yeah, I know. But what I mean is, what numbering system did they use for that one?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Probably
not in Special Series. Because special series ended with number 27, Batman v the Hulk.
Okay, we're in serious geeky mode tonight.
Yeah.
Isn't this great, Mark? Don't you love this shit? You know you do. You know you do. You're chortling like Santa tonight.
That's
look
what
a
I'm
little like
after,
him,
the
too.
Superman 3 one, because I can never find it in decent condition. And when you can, somebody's charging stupid prices for it.
Well, can you hold up the Superman 3 one again, please?
Sure. Oh, I don't have the Superman 3.
Superman
I just
2.
have 2.
Superman 2 he had.
Superman
I
2.
thought you had 2 Superman ones.
Yeah,
Yes,
did.
I
That's
have
one
one.
and two.
Oh,
This
that
is
one
2.
we've solved. Oh, that one. That's Superman 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Superman
Right.
the movie.
I've got that
Superman
one.
movie treasury.
And
I've got that in the
look,
Japanese
look
edition.
look at the back covers are terrific. Look at the back
Open a
covers.
window. I just opened the window and well, just give it time and it'll find its way out.
Is there a vampire bat in the house?
Another bat in the house on Halloween.
Use the fishing net to get it and put it out.
I think a vampire bat has flown into the room.
Yeah, Mark's going to be a vampire by the end of this. This is a very special Halloween at Geeky Weekly. Ghost.
I'm going to show some more books until someone volunteers to show some more.
I do want to show something kind of special to me in a second, but take your time.
You've got to go off early tonight, haven't you, Mark? You were saying?
Yeah, I've got a whatnot show at 9:15.
Yeah. What are you selling, Silver Age? Don't expect, especially is it a Halloween
horror.
themed
I'm doing
one?
horror tonight, so a bit of modern and a bit of vintage.
Right.
I think that ghost you just showed is on the list tonight. I think I got that one.
Oh, is it on there? Is it? Okay, cool. I think I bought off you once, and I managed to buy a double. When I bought some stuff off you, last time I bought some stuff off you, I managed to get myself a double of ghosts. It's like, argh.
It is my least favourite of the Bronze Age horrors.
Is it? Why is that?
I just don't think the covers are as good as. I don't think the covers are as good, and I don't think the editing is as good.
Right.
The standard is pretty high, you know, Witching Hour and House of Mystery, and
So do you know that?
So good. It's got a lot to live up to.
Do you know the connection, Mark, between those and EC?
No.
Joe Orlando was a writer and artist for EC for years.
Oh, was he? Okay, right.
And he took over. He took over the horror line when he came on board, and then retired at vice president level. Just a really good guy. Born in Italy, moved to New York when he was a kid. Went to School of Visual Arts in New York, like so many of our heroes did, and just went to work immediately and never stopped.
Well, his quality standards as an editor on the horror anthologies are fantastic.
Are fantastic, right? No, there are a lot of those that are at EC levels, I think, and far more than typical DC.
Oh, much so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just tell as soon as Joe Orlando comes on as an editor, the whole thing improves.
Oh, it just goes through the roof. Yeah. And then that's also when he starts relying on horror hosts again, just like they did at EC.
Yeah.
So he followed that formula, and I don't know if it was by that time, but there was a point where EC was owned by DC, and then I think the family bought it back and in trade for Mad Magazine, I believe, something like that. Have any of you guys picked up any of those Oni Press new ECs?
No. I saw
no one speaking up. I guess
I've seen Bizarre Brain Comics do some reviews of it, and he didn't like them much.
I like some of them, not all of them, but they don't even have EC titles. They wanted to start with their own titles, like Epitaphs of the Abyss, and Cruel Universe, and they're okay. They're not great. They're not. Nothing could beat EC, but they're trying. Oh, that's great.
I like Dr. 13. I think he's quite cool.
Doctor Who?
He goes back to the 50s.
That's a great
isn't it?
cover.
Dr.
I love that
That
cover.
is a great cover.
What didn't he originally appear in Detective Comics, Dr. 13?
Yes.
No, I think he was in some kind of weird, like a sci-fi or something. I remember looking at one, so I was hoping to get his first appearance someday. And it was some obscure title that I can't remember what it was now. It's a long time ago since I looked it up, but I'm sure it was like sometime in the 50s. I'll have to check it up on the DC database sometime again.
Not Spectre in that one.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Dr. 13 and the Spectre together. It's like, how can he deny the existence of ghosts when there's like the Spectre there? Like, he's kind of like a flat earther or something, Dr. 13 in a way. But I suppose there's so many that he has debunked that he refuses to believe the real ghosts of the DC universe.
Yeah.
He sees a ghost. It says fake news, and he refuses to believe it.
Boy, that could come out today, couldn't it, Mark?
First appeared in
Ghost
Phantom
Hollywood.
Stranger Volume 4, Number 2. Oh no, that's not can't be right now.
No.
Oh, this is
No.
the second one.
Correct.
Are you talking about Dr. 13?
Yeah.
Sure, it was some old like 50s comic. That's
So
this next one's like a really boring cover. I just think that's a really low
First
effort.
appearance, Star Spangled Comics, number 122, 1951.
yeah.
I was right. Star Spangled Comics, eh?
122. Yes, what a strange comic to first appear in.
Yeah, this is another one of that run that has the Superman 2 in it. This is a DC special from that particular volume of DC specials. Right, House of Secrets. A few sci-fi ones in there. But this is number 14.
Very early.
Yeah, I think it's got some issues inside. I can't remember what it was now, but it also contains a story that I did like a Halloween video for a few years ago. Like, and it just happened. I bought it like cheap off at the mart. It wasn't an expensive one at all. And yeah, so I was happy that it had a story that I'd use as a Halloween story once. Just a coincidence.
Another early one.
I've sorry, just to interrupt a minute. On the Bill Superman, I've found out what set that falls into. That other one, the Superman the movie.
Yeah.
Right. This is a tricky one. It's took me a few minutes to figure this one out. So there's a set called the Limited Collector's Edition, which is treasury size stuff from DC.
That started with Action 1. Yeah. And this is C62.
Yeah, that's the trick, right? So in the Limited Collector's Edition set, there's loads of the C numbers, but it's really fragmented and staggered, and it's really, really weird. And then I figured out why. So basically, the Limited Collector's Edition set is in parallel to the famous first edition set, and is also in parallel to the all new Collector's Edition set. And so there's 3 different titles, but they share the same number sequence.
What?
So
yes, that makes sense, but I'd forgotten that they called them famous first edition.
It makes sense to you. It made no sense to me.
So
I phased that after the word the.
So basically, there's a Wikipedia page which summarizes the numbers and which title falls into which, number range. But there's only one number. Each number's used only once. Each of the C numbers is only used once. There's also within that set a few F numbers as well, which is weird. But... So that's the answer.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it might not fall into any of those categories. But the first thing that DC did at that size was the Shazam, the first Shazam one, which came out in 1973. But I don't think that falls under any of these.
I thought the first one they brought out was Superman and Spider-Man versus Spider-Man. So that was the very first of those editions, the large treasury editions.
No, they started with Shazam in 73, then
was that
then
reprint?
huh?
Was that reprints or was that a new story?
Reprints, yeah,
Yeah,
reprints, yeah. The first new one, you're probably right. The first new one that had all new material. Some of them had new material, but the first one that had all new material probably was Superman versus Spider-Man. Yeah, I think you're right on that. But most of them did not, and Marvel was competing with them and putting out their own larger size ones. And those, for some reason, those seem to be a lot harder for me to find. It's the Marvel ones.
Did have some weird numbering. I remember, there's a horror cover. It's all black, but there's a kind of gargoyle on the front, and there's some.
Yeah.
It's lit by a candle. The smoke's coming up.
House of Mystery.
No, it's not House of Mystery. No, it's just a one-off horror story. But it's issued number 4. But there is no 1, 2, and 3.
It's not House of Mystery though, because I own that one.
There is a Treasury edition House of Mystery.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a Treasury. This isn't the Treasury. This is a normal.
Give me a close up.
But it came out in the 70s, around about 73, 74, I believe. But as I said, it's all black. It's a black cover, and the centerpiece.
I want everybody to see
There's a gargoyle in the front, and there's some smoke coming from a kind of candle. I think it is.
I wanted you all to see my bottle opener real quick.
And
was that a bottle opener?
Yeah. So I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. Sorry about that, Gary.
I'm glad the tool of infinite power is being used for such good purposes.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Can I just check with Tempest again? Because I asked him earlier, but I didn't catch his answer. Is that makeup or have you had a fall?
It's makeup.
It's makeup.
Oh, thank God.
I didn't catch your answer earlier. I don't
know you well enough to ask. So
even now, I caught the answer and then forgot what it was, but I suddenly realized I couldn't remember what you said.
I wanted to show these real quick. These are some of the issues and variants of the Oni Press EC stuff. And this is one of the Tales of the Abyss.
It's a nice cover.
Yeah, the covers are great. The stories are all right, but
ouch.
This is Jay Stevens. Jay Stevens, who did
wasn't that a Monty Python sketch where they're playing thugs and they threaten to nail someone's head to the table or something?
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sure, there was a sketch where they were being East End gangsters.
This is metallic.
I've not seen these. Are these new, Bill?
Yes, they've just come out this since they started selling the first ones at Comic-Con in last week of July.
Oh, okay.
But they're already up to like number 4. Now these are going to be limited series, but they're going to keep doing more new ECs, but no one knows exactly what they're doing yet. This is also metallic. Isn't that a great?
What company's actually doing it? Do you know?
Yeah. Oh no, they're to be, the EC Addicts page. Of course, everybody's jaded because they're used to the EC stories, and so some of them give them a pass and say, look, they're trying to find their way and figure, get the sweet spot. And some people are like, well, it's ridiculous to call them EC. No, it's not. I don't think it's ridiculous. And strangely enough, they also sell these in the bag already with a board.
All right.
The variants. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
But it says EC on it.
Yes. Yeah. These are EC. They're just new ECs.
Is it like whatever company EC was originally? Is literally, or is it a new company calling themselves EC?
No. EC is owned by the Gaines children, and EC and they control everything. So they bought the rights to use EC as long as they would do it in the EC vein, of course.
Right.
But they decided to go another route and not use the original titles because there's an awful lot of expectations if you do that. Yeah. So they also created their own 3 horror hosts that aren't the original 3.
Is that a butcher's chart with a human being on it?
Of a
with all the
human
cuts
being
for a
and the
human?
kids going, I want hamburgers. Yeah.
Lovely.
That's pretty. This is so good. I mean, but you really have to look at it to realize the horror of it. And then this. So the Cruel Universe are basically in the weird science vein.
Yeah.
Which was so popular, and this is metallic
Lovecraftian,
also.
isn't it? Some of those covers of the Cruel Universe are a bit Lovecraftian.
I think so. Well, that's the rage right now. But I will tell you this on the other one. Let me remind myself what I was going to tell you now. So what they've done is the science fiction, more science fiction-y ones are right here. They put science, and then they put terror on these. But what I wanted to tell you is that they sold the first Epitaphs of the Abyss sold a record amount for recent years, and guess what that was?
70,000.
Damn, we can't go further because it was 69. So yeah, that was a really good guess. But remember in the day when they would publish 5 to 10 million copies of, X-Men, special X-Men's like 137 and stuff.
X-Men 1 had 8 million copies.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And now they call under 100,000 a success. Of course, they're not a DC or a Marvel, but so it's even more a feat for them to do that at that level. But they also had, and I'm not kidding, they also had like something ungodly like 47 variants.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah. And so the rarest one is one I got at, and I have an extra one if anyone wants to trade. But the rarest one are the ones that they gave you for going to their panel. And we've sold one at the store for $250, believe it or not, because they're the rarest variant. And
I don't give a toss. It's a modern comic book. Who's you bloody moron to pay 250 quid for a modern bloody comic book, as far as I'm concerned?
Well, me too. Well, these are complete.
You'd be great in the store. You'd be great in the store, Gray. For $250, you're a moron.
I have to admit,
I came out last month. How do you want to pay 250 quid for this for?
I say shit like that in the store too, and luckily Phil doesn't hear me. But I do. Well, Phil, but I love working for Phil. Phil's like one of my best friends. But it's so funny. It's so funny because when he's not around, it's a lot easier to do what I really want to do, or what I think is right to do.
Oh, that's
this is a super relevant one. Can anyone know the super relevance of this one?
Yes, it's the first of the. So it's Bernie Wrightson cover. Sorry, it's a Neil Adams cover. It's Neil Adams, and it's the first of the anthologies.
Yep. It's the first one where Kane actually is. Sorry, where Abel is the
Kane
host.
moves in. Yeah, it's the second one after Joe Orlando take. Second one after it becomes an anthology.
But it's the first horror host, right?
Yeah. So Abel first appears in DC Special number 3 or 4. Is it, Mark? Do you remember the same month?
Yeah, 4. Number 4. Yeah, number 4.
The same month.
And
but the most
Mark,
important thing I've got
that's
about
the first horror comic that Orlando edits for DC.
Okay. And another super important thing about it, it's my birthday book, September 1969. There you go. That was the main thing. That's the thing you all failed on. You got everything else right, but you failed on the most important part. That was my birthday book.
It's ungodly, though, how much you look like the creature on the front cover.
Well, I share my birthday with 3 different horror hosts. Vampirella, Abel from the House of Secrets, and Digger from Tower of Shadows.
Right. So when I send this off to CGC, I want to see on the label.
Yeah, definitely.
Greyman's birthday book.
Look, I've got first Swamp Thing. Ignore the Silver Age classic bit all around. If you just concentrate on the bit on the side there, you'll see that I've got the first Swamp Thing.
Yeah, well, they're saying that isn't the first Swamp Thing, aren't they? There's a book a little bit before it
with the prototype.
Prototypes. That's it. Yeah.
So a funny story. I don't know if I told you this, Mark, or you, Darren, but I sold the real copy to Phil. Phil gets it back from CGC, and it has a purple label. Apparently, the original owner must have touched up the purple or something on it. And Phil was livid until the X-Men 1 came back really nice.
That's Nick Cardy.
So, Gray, you was talking about prices of new comic books. Well, ASM 60 that came out on Wednesday, the Adam Hughes Virgin variant, 1 in 100, is already going for 200 quid on eBay.
Morons. Absolute melts. If it's about the cover, just print out a copy of the cover.
On eBay. Any morons out there willing to pay 200 quid for this comic?
Exactly.
Hello, my name is Dumbass. You know,
it's a lovely cover, but you can get the non-Virgin variant for $7.95.
It's all about opportunity cost, Terry.
Absolutely. That's all it is.
200 quid to spend.
Yeah.
I'd rather go off and buy an early Batman or you can get a pretty decent. You probably get a fine plus, Silver Age Batman, or maybe even a VF.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I certainly wouldn't be spending money.
Here you go. You was talking about these the other day. If anyone hasn't seen it, if you want to see all the Elvira's House of Mysteries, go to Terry's channel. He did a video of it just the other day. This is the sideways one.
Did you hear the sad news? She's retiring after Halloween.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that.
Yeah, she stopped dressing up though. So I got a video.
That's the expensive one because that's the Dave Stevens cover.
I think
a couple of years ago.
This one.
I think they recorded something for tonight though.
I got this as a present from Jambo. This one.
Well, that's about 60 quid.
Terry, no telling when they filmed it.
Yeah, no. She said when she wrote a book in 2021. She said she was stopping dressing up as there because she said she'd stop doing it now before she's told to stop doing it.
Right.
I love this one. This one is so. I saw this on someone else's stream. As soon as I saw it, I had to go and buy it off eBay straight away. It's just so quirky. I love these quirky mad covers. I was tried by an insect jury and is about to be executed by Wasp firing squad or something, or Bee firing squad. And it's just so daft. Look, there's a mantis-headed judge. You have been found guilty and apparently is death by a Bee firing squad. It's like, how could you not buy that? Look at all the judge, the insect jury as well. It's amazing.
All I did was eat some honey. What the hell? You know.
I say, Bill,
I have to go, guys.
Cassandra. I mean, she's very, very clever woman because she said she owns all of Elvira.
Yes, she absolutely does. She's a genius.
She's
a genius.
Or all of it in that case.
I'm assuming she made a good living out of it.
Very, very clever woman.
She played a comic book store owner in an episode of Chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Watched that occasionally, but it wasn't something I watched all the time. So
and I think Stan Lee may make an appearance on the same episode. Very strange.
That's a Wrightson, isn't it? That one.
That's a lovely cover there, isn't it?
That's Wrightson. Yeah, that's Wrightson. Who draws a lot like Ghastly from EC.
She's reading the book Revolting Revelations by B. Wrightson.
Oh, I love that. That's hilarious. Way to work your signature in. Yeah.
There's a young Bill being christened.
Oh, you're so mean.
This is a really cool cover.
That is cool.
Quite expensive though. So what I did, I got one where the cover and the back cover and the comic book aren't connected in any way. So that's how I managed to get it nice and cheaply. It's in 3 pieces basically. So that's the way to do it.
That was a nice thing I saw
from Mark
in the latest issue of Wonder Woman. So Tom King, I'm not a great fan of his writing, but he's actually put the name of the new baby that's going to be in it, and he's used the middle name Moulton. You know, as in
Oh,
William
that's
Walter
great.
Master. And I thought
That's
it was really, really
great.
nice.
Yeah, that's a scary one. I remember that one. I remember buying that when I was
the other
like
night,
9.
Tyler said, I sent that to several people myself. That one where she was interviewed by Michael Rosenbaum.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a nice giant. 100 pages. Dead man's lucky scarf. Don't remember that story. It's a while since I read it.
Yeah.
Another giant. Hi, Bill.
Well, that would have been one news story.
Who was that? Who just said that?
Who said what? Hello, Bill.
Who
I know it
just
wasn't
said
you. I was talking to Bill in this chat. There's a guy, Channel Comic Mag
I
Musings.
thought someone was
His name
talking
is
to me.
Bill.
Oh, I'm stupid.
No, I wasn't talking to you, man. I'm talking to this Bill.
The other Bill. Hey, Bill.
Double Bill.
Double Bill.
This was a big lot of House of Mystery that I bought off someone on Facebook. Most of these.
It's nice to get the 100 pages though, especially if they're in nice condition, because say they get so damaged so easily.
They're not too bad.
As I said, they got one or two new stories, and then the rest of them are reprints, aren't they?
Yeah, probably. What's the book he's reading? He's reading Witchcraft.
It's 76, isn't it? That's
You picked up any new books this week or month since last we spoke, Terry?
Yeah. I've got my
video
out. I actually got them. They actually got them today. My parcel came earlier. I usually get it Friday. But
that's right. Your weekly haul.
Yeah.
You can show me if you want, or leave it, and I'll watch the video. And watch the video.
Actually, I bought that Elvira House of Mystery. I did, but I've got the Dynamite books that she's appeared in.
Okay.
I was going to show those.
Are they more recent?
Yeah. Well, recent-ish.
Yeah.
Well,
that's an 80-page, that one.
The first few.
You want to show them now?
Yeah, can do. This was the first. This was Mistress of the Dark. This was a 12-issue mini-series, 12-issue maxi series, if you want to call it that. That was number 1.
Okay, who's the artist on that one?
That's
Is it Alcala?
Linoa.
Okay.
Lealoha?
Leonardo, yeah, that's it, yeah.
So guess what? I hung out with Steve all weekend this last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could have gotten him to. If I'd known, I could have taken him to sign it. He's a super nice guy, by the way. Just lost his wife, Trina Robbins.
Oh.
And Trina was the first woman to ever draw Wonder Woman.
Is it raining fish?
They're all by
it's raining.
It's raining frogs. Well, as it looks of it, yeah, raining.
Oh, raining frogs. Okay.
Raining frogs.
That's the end time stuff. That is.
Yeah.
Next week.
Well, the thing is with these Dynamite covers, I mean, if you don't stick to cover A, you can go mad because every bloody one that comes out of it, you've got 15 or 16 different covers.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I buy, did buy the different ones, but.
I literally just buy whatever one the comic shop gave me when I was collecting comics like regular. To whatever they put in my box, that was it. That's the one I took. I didn't even know there were variant covers, to be honest, until I started doing YouTube.
I mean, it's only probably, really in the last 10 years that variants have taken off like they have.
It's gone crazy, hasn't it?
But I mean, you've got
one of the very first.
If you've got 100,000 being printed, is because they're printing 50 different covers.
Yeah.
One of the first ever. I bet you remember this, Terry. But one of the first ever variant covers was Justice League #3.
Yes. There was a tryout, wasn't it? That was a tryout.
And I should have bought one while I could find one. You can't find them anymore, hardly.
Number 3, what? Number 3 from the 80s or from the 60s?
From the 80s.
From the 80s series.
It had the variant had a Captain Marvel cover.
Yeah.
Which is pretty spectacular. It was way better than the cover they went with.
But the first recognised one is the Man of Steel, wasn't it? It's the Man of Steel #1. That's the first recognised. Actually, was printed because they say that was a tryout. It wasn't actually. I mean, it was obviously printed, but it was a tryout. And
no, you may well be right. You may well be right.
First, the Man of Steel miniseries, and the first there was 2 #1s.
The John Byrne.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
But that one I remember. I remember seeing that.
Well, that actually came out before the Justice League cover. So yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But the comic convention, I remember seeing that. Probably one of the last conventions I ever went to because I'd never seen the cover before. But I think even then, I think the bloke wanted about £75 for it.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah, right off the bat.
Yeah, and so at that time, if I spent more than £5 on a comic, it was it was amazing.
Right.
So when you see something at 75 quid, you mean,
Yeah, I know.
She's practically having the wardrobe malfunction there, isn't she? I know it's even worse. It's even like
almost.
She always had wardrobe malfunctions. What are you talking about?
It looks like she's had a couple of mistakes there. Even though she's dropped a couple of boobs. That's more normal.
I guess we can all.
This isn't then.
I guess we can all figure out that Terry's not an ass man. I'm just saying. Sorry, folks. I had to go there.
They just tend to show boobs more on covers, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
This is this was a 4-issue miniseries called The Shape of Elvira. As in, this was gleaned from The Shape of Water, that film a few years ago.
Oh, right, yeah. Is that a photo cover?
I've still not watched it. But
is that an art one or a photo one?
No, that's art.
That's art?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks really good.
Yeah. It's lovely.
Yeah, that Shape of Water is not a bad film if you're into amphibian sex.
Yes, I said I've got it on DVD. And
does sex in a pool count? I'm
still not watching it.
I'm asking
if
for
one of you
Darren.
can breathe underwater, then yeah.
Darren.
I have sex in the bath.
Sex in the bath.
That's the name of a cocktail, isn't it?
That's Sex on a Beach.
That's the British version. Sex in the bath.
You guys are reserved.
Yeah. A Charles headbanger.
And then she starts meeting different people. Elvira meets Vincent Price.
Oh.
These are all great. These are all great stories.
Elvira.
Yeah, they're all
Does she
great
meet
stories.
Boris at all?
Fun?
Does she meet
She hasn't
Boris
met
Karloff?
Boris yet, no, but it wouldn't surprise me if she doesn't. They're still running it. Oh, yeah. This is one of them. That's the same cover. I somehow got 2 of the same cover, as you was talking about earlier.
Wasn't there was it Vampirella versus Lovecraft recently, or was it Elvira versus Lovecraft? I saw
Elvira
someone
with H.P. Lovecraft, but I think they have actually done a Vampirella as well.
Right. I remember seeing some of the covers of, and there wasn't that much. It was all like Elvira, and there wasn't much like H.P. Lovecraft stuff going on the cover. So never mind.
That's the eeriest one I've read as far as that H.P. Lovecraft one. It's very cleverly written.
Oh, cool. That's quite a lot with Vincent Price. He was cool. I like Vincent Price as an actor. He had some good stuff.
Yeah, well,
one guy I wish I'd gotten to meet.
Thriller on the radio this morning. I was singing along to it and talking along to it.
Oh, Thriller, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He does the narration. The funk of 40,000 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's a Vincent Price action figure coming out shortly.
Oh.
Well, several
Cool.
have, but this one looks like it's going to be the best.
Yeah, it is just Vincent as himself, isn't it? The new NECA one.
So what Scooby Doo series was Vincent Price a regular actor on?
Probably an American show that we didn't see, I expect.
The 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo.
Uh-huh.
And he
Was that a
was like
series?
this-
Are you talking about? Are you
it
talking
was a
about an
kid-
episode from the series? Or are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
the whole series was Vincent Price.
I've never heard of it. The 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
Never heard of it.
yeah. And
Okay.
and he did his own voice, and this was during the Thriller period.
Right.
Oh, that's really nice. That
Yes,
looks like Brian
Elvira
Boland.
in
Is that Byron?
Horrorland.
No, it's
Oh,
not. Brian,
it's
no.
not.
I don't know who.
But
it
look,
is.
it's Janet Leigh at the bottom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this one. This is one where I did buy 2 covers. I bought the A and the B covers. Say,
Is that from Psycho?
Horrorland.
That one on the bottom.
Because the one that the variant cover was based on one of the, a horror film. So as you say, just rightly say, that's Psycho.
Yeah. You'll be afraid to take a shower.
That was the normal cover, but even that's got a shower scene in it.
Oh yeah, she's got the curtain
and the
shower
knife.
curtain around her.
Yeah. And then number
She's
2.
never met Pinhead yet.
Guess what film? Guess what film this one is then?
Oh, it's
The Shining.
Shining.
Right, yeah.
On a little tricycle.
And
Red Rum.
Would have guessed that one anyway, wouldn't we? The Shining.
That's the same one, isn't it? Is that not Shining as well?
Yeah, well, as I said, I've got the A and B cover, but as I said, the other ones looks more like the film. But I mean, once you've seen that cover, you can realise what that cover is.
Yeah. Here's Johnny.
Then we have number 3. What's this one then?
Oh, Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's climbing into the spacesuit. And there's the cat.
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes it a bit more obvious.
Oh yeah. She's actually more that one where she was just in her knickers and shirt. She's actually more covered than she ever is on any other comic cover.
Yes,
She's actually showing less flesh on that one where she's got just knickers and
You know what her
or something into his mouth.
Seriously what her catchphrase is, right?
Mm.
My eyes are up here, Frankenstein.
Okay. To be honest, I don't think I've ever watched anything with Elvira in it.
Have you,
I know there's a film. There's a film. I never watched the film. I just know about her. It's like you just sort of like osmosis or something. You know about them seeing like, I don't know. Oh, that's Freddy in it. Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's it.
But I never watched the film. So
there's an Elvira style character in Terrorvision as well, isn't there?
Mm.
Have you ever seen Terrorvision?
I don't think so.
No.
Was that a film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there was a band called Terrorvision at one point, which weren't really my cup of tea.
Have you guys ever seen Videodrome?
Is that a homage as well?
Yeah, I've seen Videodrome.
Isn't it great?
It's
I
funny.
I freaking love that movie.
Slightly dated.
Yeah, now, but it's not dated. And I rewatched the other day, and I was shocked at how it could have
been. Is it a Fly?
Filmed.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. The one
You
that
talking
could
about
be...
Videodrome. I thought you were saying that one was Videodrome, and it confused the heck out of me.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
But that was the Fly booth, wasn't it?
But the Carpenter movie that's aged the best is They Live. With
guys?
Roddy Piper.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, that could have been shot yesterday. It's so good. It is. Oh my God. And you know what? That guy was a great actor. Of course, he was a great wrestler, so he had to be a great actor.
Are you talking about They Live?
Yes. Do you like that?
I
love that movie.
Yeah.
I watched the film last night. I think it must be David Cronenberg's son or something. I can't remember what his name was. Something Cronenberg. I'm guessing he must be a relative.
His son is a director now.
Harold or something. Howard. I can't remember now. But it was Infinity Pool. It was a weird one. It was very strange.
Tempest, are you in any of this stuff?
Yeah.
That,
I mean,
that Monster Club or something.
Got they've got the Roddy Piper figure from that.
say
that's awesome.
Say Monsterland Association. She's joins a lot of the different old monsters, obviously vampires. And like you talked about Boris.
Oh, that's
Boris
great.
Boris in the front there.
See, Monster Club was another great film. You see Monster Club?
Oh, that was great. That was awesome. How do
What
you
film was
guys
that?
feel about Dr. Fives? Did you guys like those?
Well, Vincent Price with Dr. Fives,
Yeah, vaguely. The worst, well, not say the worst, but the one that scared, like, as a kid, remember, like, when we had, back in the day when we had 3 channels still, and me and my brother was, like, at home alone around my dad's place, and we were looking at the TV Times, and it was a Vincent Price movie, comedy horror, it said, right, and, like, maybe it was, if you're, like, an adult, might find some comedy in it, but as kids, I can't remember, it's called Theatre of Blood or something like that, and
It scares the
there's like
crap
a
out
head
of me
on top of a
even
milk
to this.
bottle in
No,
like in the
I
first
agree.
10 minutes. Decapitated head. Some bloke getting force fed his 2 pet dogs until he's like suffocates, and it was like, oh man, it was not.
It wasn't very funny.
House of Wax was really creepy.
No.
That was really creepy.
Yeah,
I saw that in 3D when I was a teenager.
What film was that?
House of Wax.
House of Wax with Vincent Price.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think there's been several House of Wax.
He did the original version of Omega Man, Last Man on Earth.
Yeah.
Which
okay,
and I Legend. It's I Legend actually, but
I remember
that's great, man. That's a great cover, Terry.
The remake of House of Wax had Paris Hilton in it, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible.
It was.
Don't waste your time.
Okay.
Now, I do want to endorse something that's probably even on streaming channels over there. A movie called Trap, and it's by M. Night Shyamalan. Oh my God, it's great. It's a little wacky in parts, but this guy.
I quite like his stuff. It's not too bad.
So you've seen it?
No, not that one, but I do like his other. Most of his other stuff has been pretty decent.
Pretty good. Yeah, the Glass trilogy was fantastic.
Yeah,
I thought.
I saw one the other day as well, which I didn't like the concept. It give me the heebie-jeebies a bit. It's called Fresh, and it was some woman who met some bloke online, and he ends up kidnapping her, keeping her in his blinking basement. He's going to chop her up and keep her alive, chop bits off piece, and send them off to like freaks who like eating human flesh, like all on the internet. It was like,
some variants.
Was that like 2 nights ago, Gray?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I watched it 2 nights ago. Yeah.
That's gross. I heard about that. But this one, this guy's taking his daughter to like a Lady Gaga or a Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I saw the trailers for that.
And
he's a serial killer.
Yeah, and he finds out from the T-shirt vendor that they're trying to trap the serial killer. And then he goes to the bathroom and he's in a stall and he pulls up his cell phone and you see the latest guy that he's holding captive live on his phone. Yeah. And you realize he's the serial killer. This is all in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away.
Yeah, no, I saw the trailer, yeah.
But it's so good. I have to say, it's goofy at the end, but it's good. You'll like it. If you like these kind of movies, Darren, you'd like it.
I didn't realize there were so many Elvira comics, Terry.
It's a crazy amount of comics here. I mean, these are all dynamite, and you're holding up set after set after set.
I didn't know she had a third of these.
Number that's 5. That's Elvira. Say that's the number 5 of 5. Elvira meets
what's the title? Elvira with what?
Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft, the one you was talking about.
Oh, is it H.P. Lovecraft?
Oh, it's a 5 issue set. Wow. Well, now I'm really impressed.
But the way this has ended, there will be another mini series, but I don't think it'll probably be March or April next year by the sounds of it.
Well, I might try and read that one online.
There's a book. Where is it?
How modern are these Elviras? They look really modern.
Those ones are new.
I think they're pretty modern.
So like just published this month and stuff.
Well, say the H.P. Lovecraft ended a couple of months ago,
right?
And then the other one came out before that, and then before that. Those are no more than about 4 years old. The oldest one there is the Elvira's House of the Elvira Mistress of the Dark. I think it's about 6 or 7 years old. But this,
I see you got your new artwork back on the wall behind you, like you said.
Yeah,
you got it up already. I see it behind you.
Yeah. I bought this Flash T-shirt, and when I bought it, I don't know whether you saw the back of it just now, but I thought that back was the front because that's the way it was advertised.
Show it again. What's on the back? I didn't see it. Oh, that's great.
It should be the front, surely.
Yeah, surely it should.
Yeah, it's not.
And don't call me Shirley.
It was advertised as the front. It was advertised. People were wearing it as the front. It isn't because the label's at the bloody back, so it's not the front.
Yeah.
But, there you go. But no, this is Dynamite as well. But I mean, sorry, this is Dynamite have produced this. There's Classic Years Omnibus Volume 1, and these stories go back to the 1970s.
All right. I think they're all kind of like
70s
in tone, are they?
The 70s or early 80s? I don't.
Well, it says 70s. He said we met in the 70s at the back of it. So
I didn't think she went back that far. I thought she was late 80s. I guess I'm wrong.
Well, so I'll just see what the date's on here. But
maybe it's the creative artists are talking about this. They met in the 70s, maybe.
Yeah, maybe so.
And maybe it's stuff that isn't her, but other horror stories.
No, it's all her.
Oh, it's all her. Well,
yeah, it's all her.
Thanks a lot, Terry.
Wasn't she just one of like many local horror hosts? Is that where she started off? Because you had like Sven Gulli or whatever, and other people like that, didn't you?
We had the Grim Reaper here, and he was hilarious. And
do you remember the film Fright Night? The guy who helps him kill the vampires in Fright Night. That was what he was, wasn't it? He was a TV horror host or something, wasn't he?
Doesn't give an original year, unfortunately, because he says in this, it's volume 1. It's originally appeared in Claypool Comics, and it was called Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and this is issues 1 to 27. This year, but it doesn't give any years. But it's got here. It helps, of course, that Richard made it easy. I'd toss out an idea usually, and we'd riff on it. The way we have it with just about everything since we met in the 70s.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they probably worked on other things before they worked on Elvira, probably.
On the top here, I didn't notice this before. It says turn back the clock to 1993. So maybe that's when they started. So that's
when they started on the comic. We never had horror stuff like Horror Horse over here, though, did we really?
Yeah. But that's 31 years ago. I mean, I haven't seen Volume 2 yet come out. I mean, to be honest, I'm only, as you can see my bookmark there, I'm only about a third of the way.
The closest we got to a horror host, Tempest, was on Towers of the Unexpected, when Roald Dahl would do the little narration at the beginning.
True. I was thinking more along the lines of Noel Edmonds, to be honest with you. But yeah, Roald Dahl.
Mr. Blobby was a horror host.
Roald Dahl,
he was like
personality.
Mr. Blobby was one of them. That's the wrong one. What are you doing on the big screen? It should have been me. How did I mistake me for Bill? What's going on?
People are still.
Right. Can I just show this one more? This isn't a horror comic, but I just wanted to show. This finally turned up after 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice. 80 pages.
I've completed 1968 now, so I can do a 1968 thing.
That's awesome.
With Batman, that is, sort of thing. So I can do a 1968 video. I won't be able to do.
Nice Nick as well.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely. It's a gorgeous spine.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous spine. So, it was. And it wasn't too bad price wise, sort of. Because somebody's got one of these on eBay for about £145. And to be honest, I think this looks in better condition than that one for £145. So
at some point, I'll have to go back and replace all mine. Well, a lot of them anyway, because a lot of them are what I picked up when I first started collecting. So they're a little bit. Some of them are in tatty condition, but they're in my collection.
Showing you read them though. That's the thing. That's what they're for.
Yeah.
No. Here's another one of Young Bill.
Young Bill? Oh, that's so wrong. That's so wrong.
I'm just continuing the joke from the last time I said it, mate. That's
I
all.
like it.
It worked,
I mean, I'm not.
It worked last time.
No, those original Elvira comics. I've never ever seen them on eBay. You know that is from.
I've never heard it. You know what? Claypool was a very small company, and I don't remember them going that high with it. But I mean, I'm not surprised, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. Well, as you said, it says this issue that's 27. I mean, I don't know how many issues there were. I mean, I don't know whether Volume 2 might be half the size and just a few more issues, or they never ever print it. It all depends on how many of those they sold. I mean, I ordered this about a year and a half ago. It was solicited in previews, and I ordered it about a year and a half ago, and I think I got it about 6 months ago. So it was a fair wait. I think
this story was made into a video on my channel as well for a couple of Halloweens ago.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to the backlog and start watching those.
So many of them, mate.
That's a good one.
I've actually got my last one for this year is debuting tonight. It's a triple bill with adverts, a cartoon, a support feature, and a main feature. So check that out tonight at 12 UK time.
Oh, that's
midnight.
Great.
The witching hour.
So, have you guys ever seen this? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done, Gray.
No, I've got a box to go through, but you can go back to you for a second.
Keep going.
No, go on, you go. You show us what you want to show.
It's just
so
one thing.
Break up.
Yeah,
I bought this book over the weekend for Steel. It's out of print now and goes for as much as $100, and I got it for 20. But
do you have to read it backwards?
No, yeah, but it's all in English, thank goodness. So, well, except like the pictures, of course. But so in the '60s, when Batmania was raging, the Japanese wanted their own comic, and the early ones used DC art, but then really quickly they had to adapt to more of a manga style.
So this is all like 60s Japanese comics we printed in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I bet it was called Batmanu in them days.
This is the next thing I have Darren looking for me for, because he can find all this shit. Right, Darren?
I can't find this shit.
I know. Good. Let's go to Japan, buddy. We'll find him. But isn't this artwork amazing?
Covers.
Isn't it amazing? It's just I'm in love with this thing, man. It's just like way more intriguing to me than
What's that meant to be on that cover? That spread you just showed. Is Batman on that one? Is that guy there shooting at Batman or something? Oh, no, it was another. That one. Where's Batman on that? Is he in the Batmobile or something? Or what is that one?
Yeah. He's on the Bat motorcycle.
Oh yeah, I see him now. Yeah, I couldn't, and that's a bad guy. I take it. He's
on the tricycle, the top corner there.
Yeah. That's funny, man.
It looks like the blinking Judge Dredd's Lawmaster, the size of the wheels.
I know, right? Now this was taken. This probably had to be at least 67. That's the exact Batman that they used, except it's drawn by a Japanese artist, I'm sure. But this is the exact pose from the Batman cartoon series of 1967.
Oh.
Which is kind of interesting. And then they have several of the actual stories, which are amazing.
I don't know. I've seen a 1967 Batman cartoon. I don't remember ever seeing an old Batman cartoon. I remember the TV show, but I don't remember a cartoon.
No, what do you call it? Filmation did a Batman series in the 60s, along with a Superman series and an Aquaman series.
Right.
And they had the Superman Aquaman Power Hour. It was huge when I was a little kid.
Which was the cartoon that
I've seen advertisements for it where they show the Saturday lineup. I remember seeing Superman Aquaman Hour on there.
Right. And then there was also a Batman show, but Batman was too cool to be with Superman and Aquaman at the time. These were some of the toys that came out of it.
Huh.
It's just killer stuff, man. I mean, it's just, and look at that cover.
It's not much of a book to read, though, is it? It's just like a flip book to look at the cool images.
No. They're really well written, actually, and they have.
Doesn't seem to be much sort of Batman story in there. There's a few pages I've seen, but not that many.
No, there's a lot of story. In fact,
you've been flipping flipping them
you can
to the other
read the whole
okay,
story.
Yeah, I see it now.
But my
Yeah.
favorite one is this arc. Let me see if this is no. Oh, check it out. Check out Clayface, Japanese Clayface.
Oh yeah.
Now, if that doesn't look menacing, what do you fellas think? Do you think that looks pretty great? I love that.
I think he's probably called Clay Kaiju in Japan, isn't he?
Clayju.
Kaiju.
Clayju.
Kaiju Clay.
Yeah, and then this one, is this the one? No. But God, this artwork is just, it bowls me over. So I've talked this Japanese place that's real close to the store. I've talked them into doing possibly putting this on the outside, a Japanese Batman panel on their outside brick wall.
Okay.
So, because Japanese Batman was never copyrighted in the U.S., so as a result, I'm trying to show you this one story that was fantastic. Oh, this dude, it's like an early version of Dr. Phosphorus.
Okay.
And he also looks like a character called the Golden Bat, who was a very famous.
He also looks like a cat called Mr. Death.
Yes. Yeah, he does.
Well,
actually,
one of my favorite covers is Mr. Death. He's forcing Batman down to one knee. He's punting Robin into an open grave in the pouring rain. I think it's like 150 or something. It's an absolutely amazing cover. Really cool.
Isn't this great stuff, though? I mean, I'm just bowled over by it. I hope I'm not gushing too much, but look up here where they have to remind you who is who.
Does it say what the guy's name is?
It says Bruce Wayne, Batman, Robin.
No, the bad guy. What does it say next to the bad guy's face?
Lord Death.
Lord Death.
So that's where they got the other death from, I bet.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah,
quite
because
possibly.
that came after the 60s. And I think I've heard that, actually, and I'd forgotten it. But look, it's actually some scary looking stuff.
His hair's quite scary on that fella.
I know. It's just it's if you can find a copy cheap, get it. It's fantastic. Had you guys ever heard of Japanese Batman before?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Hey,
I've got that book.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you love it?
Yeah, it's really. I picked it up when it first came out.
You ought to read it. The stories are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they keep the whole story arc together, so it's not like you're going to be left hanging.
That's a pretty cool cover. Like
that's a great
shadow
cover.
over a little girl lying in bed, scared. How's I missed your robot vampire?
Yeah, nice one.
Wait, show that again. I stood up. Oh, that's awesome.
Was able inviting some kids around to listen to some scary stories.
Some Michael Kaluta cover.
Yeah, that would be frowned upon nowadays. It's a
Yeah.
special thrill-filled 300th issue.
Looks like that.
Don't go into the scary man's house, children.
Terry's holding up a Batman, but Terry, you're on mute. Isn't it?
That's nice.
Yeah. You ever seen that?
Can you close up on them? No, what is that?
That's the 1943 movie serial collection.
Oh, yeah, of course I have. I've never seen that packaging, though.
And that was the 1943. And then they had Batman and Robin in 1949.
Yep.
Wow. How many episodes did they go for?
15. They both had 15 episodes.
Did he kill bad
I must
guys
be honest. I'll be totally honest. I haven't yet to watch them.
Right.
Terry, have you ever seen the Captain Marvel serial?
I've seen a YouTube bits and pieces, but I've never really watched it.
So I have to say this out loud, but it has the best flying sequence until probably Superman, the movie.
It's not in the best condition, but
I mean, it's known for that too. Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have something to show y'all.
Yeah, that's good.
He runs off back to the house.
I'm going to
That's
have
like
to
you
zip
know
off,
that,
guys,
man.
at this point. So I'll say.
Timbers, is that original?
You off, Darren?
Yeah,
Is that
I'll see you,
original
and I'll
from the
send you a list out,
Yeah,
Gray,
see you
on
later.
the thing, the Geeky
All right.
Weekly thing.
Don't forget, take off the last 0, half it.
yeah. I've heard it many
later.
times.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Now,
See you
it
later, mate.
does say on the back,
Cheers.
made in China.
Yeah.
Made in
But
China.
I
Oh,
have
man.
seen these.
We lost
I have seen these go for
Darren.
a bit of money.
Yeah, we said goodbye.
Oh, he did? Okay, bye,
Yeah.
Darren.
What'd you fetch from the house, mate?
Okay, so this guy had this. It was Sunday, the very end of the
Joker.
con, and that's when you get your best deals. I'm sure that's the same over there as it is here. And I saw this. I'd never seen this before, and I don't know if any of you guys had, but
Mechanical.
yes.
Oh yeah, the tin toy stuff. Nice.
So this came out in 1989, right when the movie did. So look at this. It's oops. I thought it was.
I was going to say, have you
sealed
taken it
back
out of the
there.
box? I didn't realize you were going to do it for us then.
It's Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah, it's nothing like the cover. The box is
No, nothing
misleading.
at all. But I actually it took me a minute to think about it before I bought it, because I was like, oh, it's not really the Joker, and then I'm like, no,
He looks like a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
yes, but it's way cooler. Here, okay. I'm going to do something I'm not going to do very often, but I'm going to take it out.
They fetch a bit of money these days, then.
Well,
does he do Rock'em Sock'em?
So I looked it up, and some have gone for as high as $750, but this one, but I got this one for $80.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a steal, so I bought it. Yeah. And
I was wondering where his key was.
I'm going to say, be careful of his flower, just in case.
Yeah. I thought the keyhole might be around the back. It'd be like, oh.
Whatever he's done, he's turned it off.
Yeah. Joker's messed up with the string.
Is that what happens when he wound his key up?
Yeah, he's put the key in.
Yeah, it certainly do that. It must be the friction in the air creating electronic sparks that have thrown the phone out of whack. Right, let's go back to showing some more comics in. But this will completely surprise all of you because it's unexpected.
Oh, very good.
You go and see what I did there. See what I did. It's unexpected anyway.
That was about the long,
rather old.
But that was about the longest running one they did, wasn't it? I think they got up to issue 300 or so, didn't it? Unexpected.
Oh, Bill's come back in a different screen for some reason. We've got two
yeah,
Bills
I don't
now.
know, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. So this is what I was trying to do when. Hold on a second.
The Gremlin's working.
Amen.
Yeah, nobody expects the unexpected Inquisition.
Yes.
Very well said. But this is such low grade. Right? I bought a low grade batch basically, but I don't care. I wanted them.
Is that not cool? I mean,
that looks like something that Toy Master would send to Superman to blow up.
Yeah. Or Joker would send to Bruce Wayne. Exactly. Isn't that great? And except for the head, which is rubber, the rest of it is metal, and it's put out by It's put out by Billiken. Where's there? Am I pissing off everybody?
I think so, mate. I think so.
Am I really?
No,
I
don't think so. I'm assuming something just went wrong with his. I don't know. Maybe
it's late there. It's late there. I know, but
I can't speak for him.
But
right, let's show these unexpected. We'll finish off this box and we'll bugger off to bed or something. But it's got a big 4 written on the blinking cover.
Oh, that's weird.
It looks like it's been through the wash.
Yeah.
What issue number is that?
Number 22.
Tempest is back in town.
22.
22. So that's what?
So it's quite
1956, 56, 55?
58.
58.
Hey, let Tempest. Can you let Tempest on?
I did.
Sorry, bear with me. Okay. I'm having issues.
Oh, we can hear you.
We can hear you,
but we can't see you.
Where, like my
Children should
dad
be
used
seen
to
and not
say,
heard.
where was Tempest? Where was Tempest when the lights went out? In the dark. I know.
Here's number
That's
51.
a stupid Texas joke. Oh, that's beautiful.
Space Ranger.
Wow.
See,
it's my assistant Krill changing himself into a Mercurian quill thrower and fighting against us.
So that's Tales of the. It's still Tales of the Unexpected. Just went on to become Unexpected.
That's right. These are Tales of the Unexpected.
Correct.
Actually, not Unexpected. Tales of the Unexpected.
But not until the hundreds, I don't think.
Yeah,
they started off as sci-fi as well, didn't they? Before they became horror later on.
Correct.
So I love the sci-fi ones as much as I love the horror ones, to be honest.
Yeah, because you got a lot of Space Ranger in them.
I got a beat up number 1 in this collection I bought.
Was it Space Ranger was introduced in that one?
I think so, yeah. Krill's Deadly Double.
I'm not sure. Did he appear in Showcase?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he might have had a showcase.
Yes, I think so. I think you hit it on them.
Half man, half frog thing.
Nice.
The Deadly Divided Man.
I got that one off of Mark the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the covers though. Those half and half covers are always cool. The Execution of Space Ranger.
Like it when you can see the age when it's got 9D on it.
Yeah. The old National Comics one as well. I do like adverts, old comic book adverts, and turn them into videos. I did one for this one recently. I didn't realize I actually had that one. I actually didn't realize I had the comic when I did feel. I wish I get that comic one day, and I just found out I have got that comic book. It's terrible when you can't remember what comics you've got and which ones you do, can it? Isn't it? And I must have read that one fairly recently as well because I only just got it. The day red turned to green.
Just cause problems at traffic lights.
There you go. This is a cool cover. The Truth Binoculars. No, reader, he's not seeing double. He's looking through the Truth Binoculars.
That's one of my favourite covers.
But this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. When Cover Slingers, we used to have a guy on there called Man Cave Comics, and I said this was Man Cave Comics when I showed it. It amused me anyway. This is what I really like as well. I can't remember. This is one of the ones that Impulse buy. I think I saw it and I went straight on eBay. I had to buy it because it was just such a cool, stupid cover. Make way for the Monster Mayor USA. It's just like, for some reason, this monster's been declared mayor of some town in America. I was just like, yeah, I've got to have that.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
My hometown taken over by a bunch of monsters and the people are cheering. Look at his face. He's such a derpy little face as well. Look at him.
I love that.
Yeah, so did I. That's why I had to buy it. But here's one I got in a lot a while back. I think it's pretty cool. I was half man, half machine.
Excuse me a second. I'm going to take some painkillers. I just coughed just now, and it felt like my rib had collapsed. So I'm just going to take some painkillers.
Yeah,
don't fall apart on us, mate.
That's awesome.
If you don't come back, where do we send the ambulance to? And this is where they start getting towards the horror ones, I think.
Are you fellas into Doctor Who at all?
Yeah, I don't mind Doctor Who. I mean, I'm not crazy like I was when I was a kid. Once Tom Baker left, they kind of went downhill.
I agree. Tempest, you?
To the older one, yeah, certainly like Tom Baker and
what they call classic Doctor Who up to those are the ones I like the most. But you know what? I found myself liking the more recent ones too.
I've been watching them, but they always bring up questions to me. I watch it and I go, why didn't he do that? Why didn't they do that? Why did that happen? Why didn't they do this? And you just think this is such a and like it's like why? What was that all about? Why is not explain? It's really it's like they build something up
it's like they tried to cross every line they possibly could to eliminate an audience. I like it enough that I'm putting up with it, but it's a little crazy all the things they did. But I like him. I like him as an actor, and I like his doctor. I just don't like, some of the, more difficult episodes were hard for me. And I'm very liberal. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that Doctor Who's trying to screw his way around the multiverse nowadays.
Yeah,
It's like I prefer Doctor Who when he was asexual and he didn't want to mate with humans all the time.
I did
fuck's sake, I don't need to know about.
I don't
need to know about that.
I always liked the 5 Doctors. That was pretty good.
There were some fantastic episodes. One called 76 Yards or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was weird because I couldn't. At the end, it's like, why the hell? What? First of all, what caused that? And why was she doing it?
It's because.
And why was everyone running away in abject terror for no readily apparent reason? Like there was nothing explained about it. You know, why did it just happen? They said, "Oh, they come over to her. Oh, that's you, but from the future." And then back to her and say, "Oh, that's you from the future." And then they could sort of hash it out. But instead, they all run off in abject terror for no readily apparent reason. There was no explained in the slightest.
Apparently, she said something so horrifying. That,
why?
I don't know.
Why? What was the cause of
liked it. I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I didn't. I just thought it was nonsense. I thought it was just like they made it a good premise and got a bloody clue how to finish it up in a way that made any sense. So they just went with something and then ended the episode.
I also liked the Maestro episode.
Happy with it. I just thought it was. I like the whole build up of it and the intrigue and the mystery of it.
Nice Nick Cardy covers most of those ones you've been showing just recently.
Aren't they great?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
But yeah, I watch it, but I don't sort of.
But they try. Tempest, do you think they tried to do too much in one season that went over the edge?
I haven't watched any of the new. Well, I watched a little bit of the new series, and I saw some CGI elves running around.
Yeah,
and it was just.
It's they tried to get too not political, but I don't know what I guess kind of political. But I love the show so much I didn't really have a problem with all that. But at the same time, I understood that that's why their ratings were the lowest since the series got rebooted.
Well, they tried to make it exclusive, and it's ended up becoming inclusive. That's what trouble.
I know. And they pushed everybody out. Yeah. No, I agree, and I don't know who was thinking it. And again, I'm liberal. I understand, people wanting to have more of these kind of implications and things and stuff, but not Doctor Who's like he's a national treasure. I mean, you shouldn't. You shouldn't fuck with them that much, is what I would say. Pardon my French.
Does anybody know the answer to that question that Paolo put up?
What did he put up? I'm sorry, I missed it.
You know how people like finding Star Trek actors in Boston Legal? With Doctor Who, you can do the same with Hello, Hello.
That's true.
Hello, Hello.
Was there probably some old villains or something in Hello, Hello? I don't know. Yeah, probably. So there's not much of a. There's a smaller pool of actors in it.
I like that show. It's funny. As a Texan, you guys are probably surprised. I know most of the British shows. But so when my uncle died, he left me it was right before DVDs showed up, like 1999. So I got all these great British shows on VHS. So I watched them for about 10 years until I switched to DVDs.
This one's quite a bad hard story. This one, it's like, normally like in horror comics, it's always the villain getting their comeuppance. This is like
actually, people knock off about how much kids are killed in DC covers, or almost killed, or about to be killed. Yeah,
these aren't almost killed; these are killed. In this story, they are killed. They're starting off. They're eating chocolate. They're eating chocolate rabbits for Easter, and one of them says, "I like biting their heads off," and that ends up being the last bit with the giant rabbit going, "I like biting their heads off," and like
That's
It was like, oh
horrifying.
my God.
How
a bit
the hell
strong
did
for
that pass the Comics Code Authority?
I know. I thought that was a bit strong for a.
That's
for a,
really
you know,
weird. How did they do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I was quite surprised.
Because they got their just desserts, and there's a just
Well,
desserts
they were only
clause.
biting the heads off of chocolate rabbits. They weren't biting the heads off of real
Not
rabbits.
a real
They wouldn't really
rabbit.
say that was their
Yeah.
just desserts. They
What
were
is
just
up
innocent
with that?
kids.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Here's Johnny Peril. He's another sort of small character I quite like as well. Johnny Peril. I think I'd throw that fight personally.
It's like those House of Mystery ones you had. I collected that when I Dracula was in it, and then I started going backwards to collecting the other ones. But so I enjoyed the I Dracula when that went in it. But
yeah,
you mean I Vampire?
Sorry, yeah, I Vampire.
Yeah.
Who was Dracula? I think, but yeah.
There you go. So I did cover slingers. We did Slinger's Choice, and I showed 5 covers of Lincoln on them.
That's crazy. I'm American, and I don't even know if I have one.
There's a Flash one where Lincoln's face is on a TV screen on a robot's body in the future. There's a Lincoln statue on a Captain America comic book. I think it's actually come to life and fighting him as well. Actually, I can't remember the other 2 that I showed.
Those are horrifying.
I think
this
say,
is
Ray. Sorry, interrupting you. I think I have to go, mate, because this pain's getting worse and worse. And,
all right, mate.
I'm gonna have to
Terry, thanks for hanging in that long, buddy. We appreciate you.
I hope you're all right.
Yeah. So I'll see you next week. I hope. Okay.
You got it.
Yeah.
All the best. Thanks
Later, man.
Bye.
So Tempest, okay, when you're done, I want to ask Tempest something, but go ahead. I've never seen that.
Now.
Okay. So Tempest, would you be so kind as to run us through some of the stuff behind you?
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
Where do you want to start?
On the end there by the comic boxes, I guess.
So over there, there's the McFarlane's Beatles figures from Yellow Submarine.
I have those.
Right.
Those are wonderful. Yeah.
Because I am a big Yellow Submarine fan.
Me too.
There's a couple of.
I need to do comics on location from the Beatles shop in London.
Yeah, there's a couple of Sectors figures, but they're newer ones, not all the ones. Same
what
with these,
figures? Sectors, was that?
Sectors. Yeah,
Sectors, I remember them. Yeah,
they're an old toy line.
Yeah.
For a minute, I thought you were talking about Steptoe and Son.
They're insects, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like little mini Captain Action type figures underneath. Then there's a full set of Swamp Thing figures.
Oh wow, that's great. That's a great set to have.
And then there's a couple of their bendy Tarzan figures.
When you say full set of Swamp Things, is that different Swamp Things, or is it like Abigail, Cable, and stuff like that?
There's a bunch of Swamp Thing variants.
Okay.
And then they're all the Masters of the Universe ones. Let me grab one. Without knocking everything off. These are Masters of the Universe classics, so they're updated.
Okay. Oh, those are great. I love Masters of the Universe, actually.
Updated ones.
How's he managed to hold a shield, an axe, and a sword? That's showing off.
Well,
it's awesome, right?
And then there's just a bunch of random. I've always liked this one actually. That's come on.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Oh,
that's
the McDonald's. It's the McDonald's.
It's a McDonald's Happy
Mr.
Meal
Gadget.
toy, yeah.
That's awesome.
You got him in various bits.
With Matthew Broderick as
Gadget.
Yeah, you got him in various bits and you put him all together to look like.
That's so cool.
To look like that.
That's awesome.
I don't think he looks like him though. His face doesn't look right to me. But
it's kind of close to Matthew Broderick. It's not.
Yeah, it was a film,
just
wasn't
like
it?
him. Yeah, he didn't know it was. Yeah, he thought it was supposed to look like the cartoon.
Yeah, I was thinking of the cartoon. I forgot there was a live action film of it.
Disney.
Do you have any of the Master of the Universe mini comics? I got these ones. Hello.
That's cool. Tempest.
I should have read loads more, but I can't find them anywhere. These are ones that I've got. I don't even know where these two came from. These two was just randomly, suddenly in my house. I don't know. I must have picked them up from somewhere. But all the ones I had as a kid with the actual toys have all vanished. I don't know where they've gone.
That's weird.
All right, because they kind of came. There's my.
Oh, that's a great Robbie. So, Tempest, I have an almost mint copy of the Yellow Submarine comic book with the poster still intact.
You got the poster? I've got it without the poster, unfortunately.
Isn't it great? So well done. It's super cool.
Is that robot? Is he from Forbidden Planet and from the TV show Lost in Space?
Yeah. And Mork and
both?
Mindy and Twilight Zone.
Yeah, he did make an appearance in Lost in Space, didn't he?
Yeah.
I thought he was a regular robot
or something like
no,
that.
it's a different. It's a different robot.
It's a different robot. I think I've got it. So that's the Lost in Space robot. I mean, that's the Forbidden Planet robot. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then I've got there's this thing.
And who's he?
Micronauts.
If you do,
is that Micronauts?
No, it's.
Is it an old Transformers or some sort? It turns into a gun or something.
Oh, that's so freaking cool. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that must have come from the United States. Maybe it did.
Hold on.
There you
go. Which you can. That's so cool.
Wow.
God, super freaking cool.
Does it fire anything?
It's a cap gun.
Oh, it's a cap gun. Cool.
It will.
If that was a Nerf gun or something, that'd be pretty cool as well. Robot into a Nerf gun.
They did a whole bunch of them. So there's a smaller one.
Oh, that's so freaking cool. Oh, that's like a ray gun. Oh, that's awesome. Are those British or are those Japanese?
I think these are Japanese. These ones.
Oh, they're fantastic. They preceded the Transformers. I'm betting because they look older.
Cool.
Those are, oh my God, that's so cool. It's like a space Luger.
Haven't you got any caps?
I haven't got any caps, unfortunately. But there is
do they still sell them nowadays
as well?
They do still sell them somewhere, but you probably have to buy them off of Amazon.
It's just all, I mean, this is...
Did you used to get a whole roll of caps as a kid and smack a brick on them so they'd blow up? Did anyone ever do that?
Oh, that's super cool.
Mini
Bat Kid.
Batman.
Oh yeah, like deforms. Yeah, those are awesome.
And you'll probably recognise these. I don't know whether you'll recognise these guys, Bill.
Hey, Big O.
Maybe I will, Timp, and maybe I won't.
Great.
Bye, Go. Hey, what's going on, buddy boy? Oh, of course I do. Of course I do. Those are, of course I do.
I've never seen him before.
So I went to college in Denton, Texas, and that's where all the Von Erichs lived. And their real name was Atkinson, and they lived on the Atkinson Ranch. And I was friends with Kerry, believe it or not. And he and I went to one of the last concerts before he passed away, sadly. But we went to see Ozzy Osbourne together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I've been at the right place at the right time a lot of times in my life, and the wrong place at the wrong time in a couple. So I feel like.
Did you watch the film about them recently?
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to it because I knew two of the three brothers. I didn't know Kevin very well, but I knew he and Mike, and it was real hard for me because they don't cut it as even seeming like the same people. You know, and I knew Carrie, and it's funny. Carrie and I, this is back in my crazier days. Well, I'm still in my crazier days, but I remember him going, "Hey, Bill, do you want to smoke a joint?" And he just hands it to me, and I go, "Okay." I mean, I was fine with it. But I go, okay, and he goes, "Oh, I got this stuff from your roommates." which I didn't even know. I had no idea that was going on, so it was hilarious. But he was just the nicest guy in the world, and it was so much fun to go out and hang out with him. And that's the night that he basically whispered to me, he goes, that accident, most of my foot's gone. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm doing next. And I go, not wrestling? And he goes, I can't handle it much longer.
Mm.
And as soon
I mean,
after
you
that,
would never have known that he only had one foot when you saw him.
No,
wrestling.
because he was so well conditioned that he was walking on it, and they gave him like something to balance it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it looked like a foot. I don't think it was really. It wasn't really a prosthesis per se, but it kind of was, and that's what I think he was using. Because I said, "How can you walk?" And he goes, "Oh, they've hooked up the shoe with something." And he goes, "It's kind of a prosthesis." He didn't say prosthesis, but it's kind of like fake foot. And just a super nice guy. I knew Mike too before he passed away, and it's just like Mike was a really sweet guy. He was an artist also, and that's how he and I kind of met. But he was just a nice guy. He got toxic shock syndrome, and he knew he wouldn't be able to wrestle anymore. And their dad basically drove into them, if you can't wrestle, you might as well be dead, kind of thing. It's really sad. That's where the movie was very realistic, sadly. But
yeah,
so
I only started the film. I never actually finished watching it. I started watching it and I never finished it.
It's more fun to watch the actual wrestling matches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
To me,
one last figure.
Weird mystery tales.
He's showing one more figure real quick, dude.
I missed that. Sorry.
If you're gonna get a
last action hero.
I thought those were great figures actually.
Skull Attack Jack.
Do you have the guy with the 8?
Film, was he?
Do you got?
If you remember one of the movie trailers is for.
That's awesome. I wish you had the one of the dude with the 8-ball eye. I always regret not getting that one because I thought that was he was one of the
film was
coolest
supposed to be a
villains.
flop, wasn't it? But I thought that was a really good film.
I liked it too. I think comic book people loved it because it's kind of a comic booky kind of premise.
Yeah,
I loved it. I freaking loved it. And that kid knew how to fucking act. Pardon my French.
Weird mystery tales.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, don't see enough of these that often. So the first one I got is number 12. But I wouldn't mind finishing this one. I think there's about 20 odd in it. I'm not too sure though. The nice killer scarecrow with kids in peril and a dog.
Trying to shut the dog up.
Yeah. Where are you, Mr. Ison? It's time for dinner. He seems to have turned into a crocodile. That's inconvenient. We're safe. The thing will never escape. You spoke too soon, I think. Weird mystery tale. I haven't got many of them. But Witching Hour. This is my birthday book from September 1969.
That's wonderful.
They do have good covers. This is number 33. So again, I don't have many Witching Hours. They're always rather expensive when you see them as well. So not had a chance to pick up too many Witching Hours. A time to live, a time to die. They're on Lover's Lookout or something, and they're being attacked by a ghostly carriage or witch's carriage. Not too sure. Okay, number 36. Here comes the bride. It looks like the undead's going to catch the bouquet and get married next. Bagsy, not me. Come in, dear, and see the wonderful surprise I have for you. Happy birthday. Rest in peace. Well, that's not... it's a surprise. I'd call it more of a shock than a surprise, personally.
Those are all very close to EC covers and interiors.
So you can see that. Where's Silas? He told us to meet him here, and he's never late. Silas is in the clock.
Now that's
Silas
a
is
real
on
grandfather
time.
clock. That's a real
Is he?
grandfather clock.
I wouldn't say he's on time, but there's time on his face anyway. That's for sure. That's a cool cover. And look at the cat. The cat's seen him. Like, what the bloody hell are you doing in there? Little details like that are cool. The killer came slithering, and here's a rather unfortunate dog. Quite a little bugger.
Aww.
He's
Poor little
yapped his
guy.
last. He's yapped his last. That little one has. Poor thing.
I have no idea how they got away with those covers. I mean, you're not supposed to hurt an animal at all.
I love this one. Bring in the prisoner to face his judge and jury. The court of skeletons. And of course, every one of these covers that I've seen in the UK have all got a 10p stamp on the skull. It's the best place for it, I suppose. It's like
it's the biggest
target.
white space, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fright for sore eyes. See some murders going on in his eyeballs. I found the missing astronauts. Thank heaven, they're unaffected by this strange atmosphere. Apart from this guy here, he looks a bit affected to me. I'm guessing they're all like that.
Yeah.
The haunted planet. And this is another one I've made into a video on my channel. A nice tale of voodoo.
Oh, that's great.
Not too many to go now.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna have to run. Oh, that's a great cover. I love that Black Magic cover.
Yeah,
very nice.
Tempest, have a good one, buddy.
Bill. See you later.
Talk to you soon. You bet. Ciao, guys.
See you next week, Bill.
See you next time. You got it.
Happy
Bye,
Halloween.
fellas. Thank you. Happy
Halloween.
Wait. Let me say real quick. My mom would have turned 101 today.
All right.
Yeah, she was 40 when she had me. I'm 61. So yeah.
Right.
But here's to Norma P. Field. You're wonderful, Mom. We miss you. So I just had to say that. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
See you later, mate.
Later, fellas. Bye.
See you later. We're doing hospitals on cover singers this week, so I'm going to use this one.
Is that one? I've been looking at some of those. I've been looking at some of the previous series of Black Magic as well.
Oh yeah, expensive, isn't they?
It depends how far back you go.
Yeah.
But certainly some of the, I think Mark showed some. Certainly the ones that Mark had are expensive, but there weren't too many of those. There weren't too many of that run, were there?
Oh, this one, no. There's only about 9 or 10 or something. I can't remember now.
That number one's the head of the family.
Yeah, I want to get that. Someone was selling it on Facebook for 15 quid. And I was like, oh, I've got so much I'm on tick with people already, so I left it. I'll get it eventually. But, you know, over here and there kind of thing. I spent a few bob on comics this week. Got 80 comics off a fella. Secrets of Sinister House. I've only got the one of this one.
Do you get much off of Facebook then?
Loads. Mostly Facebook, to be honest. There's loads of selling groups on there, and there's a few people who know what I like, and they come and say, "Hey, Gray, I got these. Are you interested?" And I'm all my willpower. I always go, "Oh, yeah, I'm really skinned. Oh, go on then. What's your best price?" I have the blinking the willpower of, I don't know, something that hasn't got much willpower. Like the Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love. This is the only one of these that I've got, and it's in low grade. This is number 2.
Number 2. I think I've got 1 and 4.
These are always expensive as well, aren't they? Yeah. When you see them going, they're always going for a lot of money. I didn't mind the stories in it, actually. It was kind of weird, like romance with horror elements. It's like very strange. I've got 2 more books.
There's a Dark Mansions digest.
Right.
It doesn't have stories from the Dark Mansions series in. It's got the ones from the Sinister House
Right. There's so many similar stories, names like that. Secrets of Sinister House.
Why have you called it Dark Mansions?
No, gosh knows. Right, so these are both birthday books from September 1969. This is Creepy. I think this is a really cool cover. I really like this cover. Creepy number 29.
Oh, nice.
And it's like a, and I can't remember what the story is now, but she looks like she's running away in terror. But it looks like she was getting some jiggy. I don't know. Is this happening to her, or was she already like that and she's changing back into what she really is? And she's running away from this guy. But she looks like she's the one in fear, rather. Is it fear of being discovered to be, I don't know, an ugly undead monster or something? It's really weird. What unspeakable evil is found in the summer house? And I like the negligee, whatever. It looks, you can see the frill of it, kind of. It looks like, I don't know, it just looks really cool. I think so. Anyway,
I've been looking at some creepies lately.
Yeah, I haven't got that many of them, but I haven't really got boxes for them, to be honest. I can't put them sideways in my other boxes, But this is a big one. This is my birthday sister, Vampirella #1 from September 1969. Nice. So I bought this a few years ago now for $200, I think, from America.
How much?
So I think it was $200.
Crazy.
So not cheap. It's 4.5, which I think it's appreciated quite a bit since then. I think, but I'm sure it has. But anyway, nice. That was kind of like one of the major keys of my birthday book collecting kind of thing. The other big one was Falcon's first appearance as well. He was a little bit expensive. Not as expensive as that one, but expensive enough. Well, you got any of your birthday books?
I haven't got any birthday books, no. But I've got a couple of horror ones, but I'll show you quickly.
That's my horror box. One of my horror boxes, anyway. That's my DC horror box. I used to have not much horror. And then I started buying lots, and then I had to split it from DC horror and Marvel horror into separate boxes. And also, I've got me Charlton and like other horrors in another box as well. It's like, it's spreading out too far. I just got a load of Spider-Man that should be coming this week, and already the Spider-Man long box is absolutely totally full out. I've got comics sitting on top of the other comic. I don't know why I've gone crazy and bought these. I'm gonna have to shuffle all the boxes. Anyway,
there's Creepy #2.
The #2, is it?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah, second great issue. I don't know. They go different prices, don't they? These creepies. I must find them about 20 quid. I think quite often I see them 20 quid.
Chilling Tales of Horror.
Chilling Tales of Horror. I have got Eerie from my birth month as well, but that's in a different box.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. Is that a robot there attacking? I can't quite tell. It's too much glare.
They look kind of robot-y-ish.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, those ones I kind of, you don't see them that often, but if I see a Twilight Zone or a Boris Karloff going at a reasonable price, I'll buy it,
I know I mentioned
Sherlock Holmes
when you did your
Conan.
Sherlock Holmes.
So I could have done with that one when I did my comics on location.
I got that's the other one as well.
Is Baskerville Hall anywhere near you?
No.
I don't think it really exists, but Masters of Terror. You have to go. You have to go to the what's it called? The Slaughtered Lamb. That's up there in Yorkshire somewhere. And show off your werewolf comics.
It's a bit of an odd cover.
Oh, it's a weird looking fella. For monsters only. There's so many of their monster mags as well. Do you know Higgy Comics?
Yeah.
Can't remember his name. Is Higgy Pop or something?
Higgy Pop, yeah.
He showed one called Shriek. Apparently, it was a UK magazine, and I'd never seen that before.
I watched that one today.
Yeah.
This is from Atlas comics.
Okay.
They only did 4 issues of this.
That's an actual like rendition of is it Phantom of the Opera? The guy on the front, something like that. Don't check the Thing. The Thing. That's what Thing is that? It's not the Thing in the '80s thing, obviously.
I think it's gonna. Is it gonna be the original?
Yeah, was he called the Thing in the original? I can't remember what it was.
It was the Thing from outer space, wasn't it? The original.
Was it called the Thing from Outer Space? I think the original wasn't the original story called Who Goes There or something like that. The original short story it was based on. I think.
It might have been.
Yeah.
That's kind of it, unfortunately, for the horror stuff. But I did pick up a nice, fantastic.
That's all your horror. Oh yeah, classic old annual. I bought a few annuals recently, and they're sort of right back on their. I need to sort of get around to reading them, but there's just so much to read. Honestly, I've nearly finished my Defenders run.
No spine on.
Oh yeah, a bit of spine wear.
Did you say you've got all the Defenders then, or?
Yeah, I collected them all over the last few years.
Yeah, you just read it.
I think where I was going because I started doing comic content on my channel in 2018. Before that, I was just like doing like heavy metal gigs and whatever the heck I fancied doing, really. And like when I was getting made redundant from my job, I thought maybe I could try and make some money out of my hobbies. So I'll start showing stuff and trying to make more content on YouTube. And yeah. And that's when I started showing my comic books. I didn't know there was anyone else in the comic community. I didn't know there was a comic community at that point.
Yeah.
I was just sharing my comics. And it wasn't until I've been doing it for about 6 months with like 2 views per video that I thought, I wonder who else is doing it on the and that's when I found some other channels kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, because when I first started, I never bothered. I didn't bother looking out for other channels.
Yeah.
But it was just, I picked up a few cool bits recently. Let's chuck them up on YouTube and see if anybody's interested.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. But like, I remember like one of my early videos, I was going through my boxes. That was what's in the box. I was kind of like, and I was just going through all my boxes one by one in the video, just showing the whole like long box of comics, or whatever. Back then, I had like boxes that weren't even bagged and boarded. It was just like loose comics in there I think I had about 10 Defenders at that point. So since then, I would like put them on my list, and I managed to sort of finally get them all, and I'm now read up to about 130. So I've got about 20 more to read plus the Giants. And of course I've realized that I forgot to get the annual. I always forget the annuals. It's like when you come into read, you think like you spend years collecting them thinking I'm gonna read them all in one, like back to, and you get to continued in the annual, and it's like bugger. Never mind, such is life. Well, you got. How do you collect? Have you got like a list of stuff that you're after, or you just pick up what you like the look of when you see it?
Well, I've got a list because there's only a few bits that I'm currently collecting. Like I've got one more issue of Young Romance to get, and as far as I'm aware, that's every 100-pager that I've got. Then,
right.
There's maybe 12 issues of Rip Hunter that I want.
All right.
And there's some like Mystery in Space and Strange Adventures that I want, specific ones anyway. But then the rest of it is just I'll just pick up stuff that I know that I ain't got. Even some of the times I've still got it, but I pick it up anyway, and then I realise.
Right. This is one of my favourite Strange Adventure covers. I just love this one. The invisible dinosaur, and you can just see the shadow up against the cliff face. I mean, I saw that in the shop, and I was like, "Oh, I'm buying that." There's no way I'm leaving that behind. That is just too cool. And once again, cavemen riding on the backs of pterodactyls, fighting fighter jets with spears. How could you turn that down?
Because I think, like you said earlier on, at one point it was just superhero stuff. That's all I wanted. I wasn't interested in anything else. So stuff like Strange Adventures, I ignored, but in recent years, it's like I've started picking more and more up.
Yeah, and I also like when I was collecting because like I used to always buy them as a kid, like when I had the money, which wasn't that often, because I had a lot of British comics. My dad would buy them in the British weeklies, like a couple. We always had two, like 2000 AD and whatever, or like maybe Speed or Tiger or Whizzer and Chips, Plug, Cheeky Weekly. This is why this show's called Geeky Weekly, 'cause it's named after Cheeky Weekly, the old comic book. Actually, if I just see if I'm still. As you can see, oh, he disappeared. As you can see from this glove puppet that I once owned as a kid and could fit my hand into, I can't fit my hand into it now. If you look carefully, you'll see that I'm a friend of Cheeky. To this day, I'm a friend of Cheeky.
Yes, I remember getting Cheekies.
Oh dear. But yeah, but it wasn't that I didn't actually start properly collecting superhero comics regularly until I had my first job. You know. And the comic shop opened down the road, and my mum said, "There's a comic shop open down the road." And I'm like, "Oh, hey," because I always like every now and again, birthday money or whatever, I'd pick up 2000 AD stuff, like trays and stuff like that. But when I found this comic shop, that's when I started getting massive, like monthly haul, and I didn't buy that many old comics. When I come back, I stopped in 2013 for various reasons, and in 2018 when I started showing my stuff on YouTube, I saw other people's channels, watched their stuff, and it made me think, "Oh, that looks a really nice comic." I didn't dislike comics, but a lot of the modern stuff was like, one, it was too expensive. It was expensive. When I was running out of room, which I'm well out of room now. I thought I was out of room before. I'm massively out of room now. But and I was just pissed off. I kept killing off the heroes that I liked. You know what I mean? I hate when heroes got killed off. It really annoys me. Like, I want them to carry on fighting the good fight. You know, I like that. I don't want to get too deep and heavy and bloody dark with stuff. I like it to be, you know.
That's why I've always liked the Silver Age stuff, because every other month Batman will be on another planet somewhere, and that's the kind of stuff I want to read.
Yeah, that's what I started. When I come back, I started buying the older stuff and really getting appreciation of stuff from before I was born. I never would have read much of stuff before I was born, but now I try and collect as much as possible.
Because when I first started collecting properly in my teens, we had a comic fair here, which is the one that I still go to. It's still running. So every few months I could go, and I could, you know, I didn't have a great deal of money. I could get a couple of issues of World's Finest and an 80-page giant, and that was my money spent back then. But that was me picking up superhero stuff back then.
I remember back as a kid, like every jumble sale, there'd be some comics being sold. There'd always be a jumble sale, like I don't know, somewhere back in the 70s, 80s, or whatever, and there'd always be comics going fairly cheap. But
did you ever?
I think that's where most of mine come from.
I'm assuming you must have read these at some point. You'd have read Commando, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But did you have any?
Yeah, I got
Starblazers.
One or two Starblazers. I've actually got a Commando book up there that I blinking bought, and I've only read the first story. It's like a collector's, like the 25 best blinking Commando stories, something like that.
Re-releases of them, yeah. But I was more. I was never into war stuff, so I was more into getting started.
I don't think I had a huge amount of
Starblazers.
Yeah. I think I've got one still upstairs somewhere, but I'm sure I might have had some that I no longer have. I'm not too sure on that. But, you know, it's like the old British comics. I mean, I went through a phase of sending all my British comics on eBay, apart from 2000 AD, because I didn't have. They was up in the loft. So all my Cheeky Weeklies, all my Whizzer and Chips, all my Speed and Tiger and Plug, and I had loads up there. All got sold. And it's kind of like you feel a bit regretful, but
yeah, I mean, all mine just got read to death. Back then, it was you read it and you just chuck it to one side, didn't you? So
yeah, well, mine was just all sitting in a box, really. But yeah, oh well.
I mean, 12p.
Yeah, I went through a phase of getting the Choose Your Own Adventure books and your fighting fantasy books as well. I still got those.
I've got a Superman one that's choose your own adventure as you're working your way through it.
There's a Superman one, you say?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one, I don't think.
I'll pull it out. I'll pull it out at some point.
I definitely had the first of Fighting Fantasy one, and I think I had the number one of Choose Your Own Adventure as well. I think I remember picking it up from Foyle's bookshop. I got some kind of school would give you like prizes to all the swatty kids like once a year. So I always got a prize every year for something or other, and we went to Foyle's to spend it kind of thing. I remember buying a Choose Your Own Adventure book there once.
It's like when, because like you said, because I think 2000 AD was a bit of a game changer for us, because I remember like Mark showing that first issue, and I remember seeing it advertised on TV back when I was a kid, and it was like
I don't remember
pointing at me, Dad, you know what you need to do, Dad. And then I think like a week or so later, he turned up from work with it. Here you go.
Was that number one you say?
Yeah.
You ruined them all, did you? You read them to
but
death?
Like I say, you got the old one of those destructive kids, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was pretty. I don't know because I'm a Virgo. But my missus always says Virgos are very organised kind of thing. So I'm very chaotic, but I'm kind of organised in my chaos in a way. And I treated most of my comics with respect. But I did have a Epic magazine every month. My dad used to get for us as well. I managed to fucking destroy all those practically. But I'm sure we had the whole bloody run of that. Epic was good as a teenager because you'd always get a bit of tits in it. Back in the day before you had the internet, it provided a needed service. Let's say.
Yeah.
Oh dear, it was a step up from the lingerie catalogue.
Yeah. New catalogue's out. Let's go.
Oh dear. All right. I don't know. Have you got anything else you want to show or talk about?
I think I've kept you long
enough. Bagger off. Yeah, we'll bagger off till next week. Don't forget to watch everybody who's still watching, all three of you. Don't forget to watch at 12 o'clock in 1.5 hours. My last Halloween video for this year. Hey, thanks for coming on.
No worries. Nice to talk to you again.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.